how these things are just so last minute sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but according to your call time, you'll know.
Yeah, I mean, but it looks like I'll be Friday and Monday, so that's what it
Okay.
looks. Okay, just to let you know.
Oh, well, congratulate. And what's the movie? Is it a movie or TV show?
It's a movie called Bullet Train.
And what,
There was an old there was a movie called Bullet Train, an
There's
old
a movie
one.
called Bullet.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
I think Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
good. Hey, we
This is
got one.
called, wait, this is called Bolatrain?
Bullet, Bullet, then
Oh,
Train.
oh,
It's based on a
Bullet.
Japanese. Yeah, it's based on a Japanese story, but it's all like actors you know of actually. So I was like, okay, sounds like a really great
Wow.
opportunity.
Oh,
Like,
congratulations.
yeah, so
I love
just
to hear that. I love hearing that news. That makes me happy. Okay. Yes. For Marshall. Hi, Judith.
Woo!
hi.
Marshall.
So, yes. So I
yeah.
want you guys to take out the sheets I asked you to have, which was your backlight character history that was sent to you.
The latest one, you mean? The
No.
most recent?
Yes,
I'll-
you just sent
One
it.
today.
Why
No,
did you send them today?
I didn't send the Backlife one today because they all had it the first week.
But not all the people had it, did they?
Yeah, but I sent it all the first week, but I can put it up again.
All right, take out your character profile arc sheet. It looks like this.
I just put it up in the chat if anyone needs to look
Oh,
at
good, because I took mine to my job on my desk to read it, and I didn't go to work today, so it's there resting. It's waiting for me in the morning.
What do you teach? Are you teaching improv or acting, Holly?
At a school called Davidson Academy, I work the front desk. I, do attendance and answer phones, but I also teach the drama club and the Friday morning acting class. And then I have a second job, which is where I met Destiny and Danny and Karina at Take Two Performer Studio. I teach regular acting class for adults and kids, but I warm up with improv. My favorite is improv.
I know you were good at it. Holly, it's your mic that's making all this noise. Can you put on your headphones?
I have my headphones on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. That is annoying. I can turn mine off though when I'm not needing to talk like right now.
Okay, well, you are all going to be needing to talk. So what I want you to do is I want Destiny to take the first line. I want Danny second. Karina will be third. Fourth will be Andy. Fifth will be Barbara. Sixth will be Jennifer. Nancy will be eighth. Can you put the sheet on the chat? It's on the chat. Oh, it's not. It's not on.
I put it in their character profile.
Can I see which one it is again,
Oh,
Tony?
you know what? You know what? I didn't send it to everyone. I apologize.
This is
lost my
character
mind.
profile.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it
Okay.
is. Okay, now it's there. I just sent it to my husband.
Judith, very good. You got it. All right. So let's just say you're going in for a role. Okay. So the first thing you want to put down, Destiny, is what?
Name. So like your name / your character's name.
Yes, because in Hollywood, and I'm teaching you Hollywood style. Barbara, lower your camera so I can see your face. Your name's actually covering your face. There you go, sweetheart. In Hollywood, the casting directors call you in based on what you look like. Does that make sense to you all?
Yes.
So and this is just my thing. So you might, teach differently, but I always put my name and the character's name because we're both the same person at this point. Does that make sense? I'm not, I'm not putting putty on or a wig, to be acting another character. In Hollywood, we use our spine, and I will be teaching you a little bit more of some Alexander technique. We're using our own spine and our own personal choices to act. Yes? Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm out of focus. Who knows what's going on with me? All right, next thing, McDanny, what's the next line?
Age of character.
Now, this is a specific one. What if Marshall's called in to play a 28-year-old guy, but Marshall isn't 28? Or Barbara's called in to play a 40-year-old woman, but Barbara's not 40. That's at that time you put your age. Your age. And by the way, you guys, this is just one little bit of information. It is now illegal for a casting director to ask you what your age is. However, if the age range says 40 to 55 and you've been called in, find a birth date, please, that falls within that range. Because I've had a friend who went in, and I will leave the woman's name, the casting director's name, out of this. But my girlfriend looked like Barbara, redhead, very young looking. I think the role was 35 and she was 40 at the time. And the woman said, "How old are you?" She said, 35. And she said, "Oh, really? When's your birth date?" Ding, 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 ding. I mean, it was like my girlfriend went into total paralysis of, oh God. So if you are going to do it, commit to that age. In other words, if you're making up an age, commit to it. Find the date. Okay. I know it sounds horrible, but all right, let's go on. And you're going to read the next line. Where are you? Why is there an arrow over your name? Is there somebody I'm not seeing? No, I'm seeing. Karina, what's the next line, sweetheart?
Opening and closing intention. What does the character want, or what does the character want the other person / people to do?
So this is very important. In all your scenes, you're going to be using this. What do you want? Or what do you want the other person to do? And what happens if you don't get what you want? Then another intention starts. Do you understand? If you don't, raise your hand, let me know. I'll explain it. I have no problem. Intentions are objectives, are what you want. Two different terminologies. One is William Ball from ACT, and one is Uta Hagen. The reason I teach you these is because these are the techniques I taught to the directors at USC, at Chapman College, UCLA. Okay, so I know that all the directors work predominantly with Uta Hagen and William Ball's techniques. All right, and you'll be able to know that. But when they ask you, so what's your objective? What's your intention? It doesn't matter whose it is. It's pretty much means the same thing. Okay. Okay. So are we all clear what intentions / objectives are? Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one, Andy.
Activity and action. Activity and or action that enhances or detracts from the intention.
So action. Here's where it gets, just bear with me a moment. It can get a little confusing because you can switch them around. In other words, an action might be me stretching my hand forward to Karina, but that's also could be an activity. So the way I separate them is the action is physically what you're doing to the other person. The activity is what you're doing in the scene. Yes? Like maybe you're opening up a bottle and pouring it, that's the activity. The action is what you're actually doing to the other person. Okay? Any questions? Okay, Barbara, take the next one. Barbara, honey, turn on your mic. Great pantomime, though.
Obstacle. Something that stops you from getting what you want.
Which was you not turning on your microphone, right? An obstacle, right? But an obstacle can also be psychological, you guys. An obstacle can be I'm in love with this man, but he already has a wife or he's married. I mean, that's just like one obstacle. Uh, Patrick, you know, as a writer, you have many obstacles, don't you? Even in when you're sitting down with writers, many writers won't agree with you because they might be jealous that they didn't come up with the idea or their ego is thwarted, right?
Yeah, the hardest part is, when you're writing it, as any writers here know, there are no limits to what it can be or how it can be, in your head. And then when you get down to the nuts and bolts of staging it, budget, lighting it, actors, casting, it's just then it by the end of it, if it resembles 5% of what you had in your head, you're lucky. And sometimes it's better in certain ways, but it's always a compromise.
So there are always obstacles in everything you do. And with good acting, you have obstacles. You always have to have obstacles because it's so interesting then. How do you get over the obstacle? When Barbara didn't have her microphone on, it was fun to watch her talking like this until she got over her obstacle, right? Very interesting, very interesting. All right, so Jennifer, honey, take the next one.
All right, arc of the character. Where specifically in the dialogue and action are the beginning, middle, and end of the character's development, evolution, and or de-evolution?
Jesus, I wrote that.
I don't see that on mine.
You know why?
Different.
You know why? She's got the one that I gave to writers and directors. Sorry, wrong one, Jennifer. Just go down to here. I'll do it. I'm sorry, Jennifer.
Oh, you're okay.
Arc of the character, how the character begins to change, what his intentions were to what they will become. So an example would that, in other words, if I had a blackboard, each character makes an arc. Casting directors look for that. They want to see that the character starts this way, then it goes to the middle, and then a new ending to the arc. Sometimes it can be the same ending. If we take the Titanic and we take what's his face, his arc, right? Let's just take his arc in the first scene. At the beginning, he wants to go to America, right? Just in that first scene. Then he doesn't have enough money for him and his friend to go. So the second part of the arc is they decide to gamble. So they gamble. Are they going to win or lose? The third part of the arc of that scene is where they win the tickets. Do you understand? And so the arc of the character has made a complete arc. And interesting enough, the scene has made an arc. The movie has its own arc. In acting and writing and in everything, everything is an arc. It's an arc of change. Patrick, if you want to add anything to that, because as a writer, I think you should.
No, I was just thinking of like when I was first starting to write sitcoms, I always used to get the note, like when I was trying to break in of like, yeah, they're all jokes, but your story doesn't turn. It doesn't turn. And I never knew I didn't understand what that meant. Once I finally understood more about it, it's like, it helps the audience not be bored. Because if the first 40 minutes of Titanic was him trying to get on the boat, you would be like walking out of the theater. But once he gets on the boat, then you've got a new problem, which is
a new arc.
Maybe I don't remember the movie that well, but he sees Kate Winslet. Now you're like, oh, well, now you're following that. So it helps the audience not be bored. And that kind of made sense to me.
And what was his obstacle after he saw Kate Winslet, you guys?
Getting around like the guy, her fiance, I think.
Well, that was that. Yes,
you couldn't talk to her because they were not from the same class.
Yes, no? Well, he
Voilà.
was third class underneath, and they were all first upper class. But Destiny, you're right too. That was another obstacle, her boyfriend.
Okay.
Then he overcomes that obstacle, and then he's got another obstacle.
And the mom was also an obstacle.
A big obstacle. Correct, Angel. So do you see? And between these obstacles are different beat changes. So let's go on to that. Nancy, take the next one.
I think it's arc of the scene, how the scene changes from beginning, middle to end.
Yeah, I just explained that. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
well then it's arc of the script.
That again is, I'm sorry, you got the wrong one. That's for writers and directors, but
okay.
But that's good. It still works. Do you know what I'm saying? It still works.
Well, the next one's the before moment. Is that still not right?
No, closing intention is the next one.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have that. I have the other one. I guess I have the one.
Well, actually, the one you have, Judith, is good for you because you're a writer. So this is really good for you creating characters. So keep that one, okay, honey?
Okay.
It's a closing intention.
Okay.
Activity and action that enhances or detracts from the intention. The closing intention is, all right, so I get the boyfriend, he gets the girlfriend, and now the friggin' ship is sinking. So the ending of the whole movie is he saves her life. His closing intention is he gives up his life so that she can live. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. Rebecca, take, I'm afraid to ask which one you have, but take, what's the next one?
Before moment.
Yes.
What your character has just finished doing before he speak, or where he has just come from.
So if you notice, if you're ever doing a monologue, one of the hardest things is you start talking. A monologue is when you're addressing a person that isn't in front of you. And the hardest thing is to start talking out of nowhere. So in acting, I think one of the most important things to really remember, you guys, is what is the before moment? What just happened before you start speaking? Now, I consider Sally Fields a great actress. Do you all know who Sally Fields is? And one time I happened to be behind a set, and she was doing this movie, and I was sitting there and I was really trying to get out of everybody's way. But she had gone up a staircase and she was about to enter the scene. When she looked back and saw me, and I thought, oh dear God, you know, I don't want to interrupt her, because you could see that Sally Fields was really thinking very strongly about what just happened in the script and bringing that in as she walked into the room. And it was amazing to watch her. She didn't say a word, but she went right back into it. And she just stood there. And you could see her thinking and putting it all together, and then opening the door and walking in with her before moment. Because many times, you guys, movies are shot out of sequence. So we as actors, we've got to put it in sequence in our own brains. And even if it's shot in sequence, you need to bring in what was outside. You need to bring in, where are you going after you talk? Like when I did Beverly Hills 90210, and I hate to say it was the original one, but yes, that's how old I am. I had to bring in where I was coming from, and where I was going. Otherwise, it just would have laid a big egg, you know? So you have to think of before, where did you come from? What was the environment? Was it cold? Was it hot? We're going to do a couple of these exercises where you're just going to walk in a room with an object, and you're going to show me where you came from, what the object means to you, and where you're going. Does that make sense? We're going to be getting into doing that kind of work as well. Jennifer, you're kind of, well, in other words, I might have you take your cactus off the back of your, you know how much I love your little cactus there. I might have you take the cactus and put it on your computer table, walk out of the room, and bring in the environment from the outside. Like maybe you think in your brain it's very hot out. So you come in, you take off your sweater, you put it down, you pick up your little prickly cactus. It doesn't need watering. You test it, you put it down, and then maybe you walk into the bathroom. Does that make sense? So important for us to, I always laugh when people say, oh, my son would make a great actor. And I really have to laugh at that because it's hard work, you guys. It's not easy. It really is not. If you're good, all this stuff, you're constantly thinking, thinking, thinking. And then you have to relax and listen and respond. It's a killer. It's a killer. So, Nancy, Rebecca, you did it. Patrick, read the last line, which I think is after moment.
After moment. Where is your character going after the scene physically?
Important to think of that. Otherwise, you're just sitting there, blah, 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 blah. And like Patrick said, it gets boring. But none of us, when you see somebody on the street and they go, hey, Toni, hey, Holly, none of us stop. How are you doing? Fine. How are you doing? Fine. We don't really talk, do we? Because we're all too busy. Where is Holly? Where's my Holly Dolly?
There, down at the bottom,
In the bottom.
bottom row.
Got it. She disappeared. So, Holly, does that bother you that I call you Holly Dolly? Again, we have an obstacle because we can't hear you. Can't hear you. Turn maybe is your headphones on? Is a mic on in your headphones?
Stop it, Shinko.
Oh, well. I don't know what to say, Holly. Is your mic on? Have you turned the mic on in your headphones? You have. Then turn off your headphones, baby. We'll deal with it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Does it matter that I call you Holly Dolly? I
No,
don't.
not at all. Are you kidding me? No, no, no. I like it.
Oh, good, good. It's just, I can't help it. You're still a young girl to me, a baby.
Yes, the young lady.
A young lady. So, I don't know if you guys remember the Backlife character history. Did we all go over that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have we gone over beats? What beats mean?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick is a writer. Would you explain to them what a beat means?
Well, I guess there are kind of a lot of definitions of it, but like a beat might be a story beat, or it might be that. I think a beat, one way of saying it is like a change of intention. So like you were saying, once Leo gets on the ship, now there's another thing happening, and there's another
Correct.
beat, there's another thing.
Right. And beat can also be where you're rethinking something. So the two of you have come to this either where you pass or don't pass, getting along, getting your intention across or your objective across. And you think of a new thing, new beat. So it's really important when you're starting to do these scenes, you guys, to try and look at the beats, okay? The beats are extremely important. New beats every time. Okay, so, yes,
Toni?
yes, darling.
I have a recommendation because of the beats. I watched Birds of Prey with Margot Robbie, and because she's crazy and the shots are very close, and you can see her beat changing so often in so many different ways. So everybody who is interested to see.
What? I'm sorry. What is it called, Angel?
Birds of Prey.
Oh, Birds of Prey. I have seen it.
And I felt like Margot Robbie is doing the beat changes so quickly because her character is crazy.
Uh-huh. And that's a great way to play crazy, by the way, you guys, to give yourself not only different beats, but different rhythms in the craziness. The rhythms in the way you talk, rhythms in the way you're thinking, you know. We don't think of, you know, when you meet crazy people, they're not really crazy, some of them. Do you know what I mean? So, all right. So I just want you to take a quick look, you guys, at the back live character history. See all that? Did you all get it?
Yeah, it's all part of that.
Who didn't get it? Destiny, you didn't get it? Who else didn't get it?
I'm not sure what's the.
Darlene, Alicia, could you put it up for me?
I think that's all part of that page, though. Does anybody know?
Because I didn't have the first one that you like, the character profile and worksheet. I had the same that you say was for director.
But then
She put it in the chat today. That's where I just found it. So maybe open that up.
If you look at the chat, it's there. And then like the next page is backlight, and there's actions and intentions, the core and the W's.
All right, can you guys open that? Got it? So when you're creating, I remember doing improv, turned out with a group of famous people that I had no idea were so freaking famous. They set me up as a gypsy. Now I thought that could be really funny as this gypsy, but it just didn't work out. So I'll never forget this. The director said to me, create a backlife character history. So I went home and I created this history of this psychic. And then when I improvised her the next week, she was wonderful. People loved her. What I didn't realize, I was playing her flat. All one note, you know, like, you know, Maria Spenskaya kind of thing. So with backlife character history, you guys, all you need to do is pick a couple of things from here. Pick a couple of things. Okay? And then, which I'm going to ask you to do for next week, I'm going to ask you just to go in and write just, you know, 3 or 4 sentences of a backlife character history, okay? Then let's just say you're called in. For all of you, the sheet that we just read through, the character profile art sheet, all of you, I would Xerox this off and have 3 or 4 copies, because if you're called in at the last minute, I've got it all set up for you to create a character. Bam, you just fill it in, you got a character, just like that. This sheet will work for a movie, it'll work for an audition, it'll work for a TV show. It will not work for a commercial, but it'll work for everything else. Okay?
Why not a commercial, Toni?
Well, because commercials are usually based off of your attitude towards the thing that you're talking about. Strictly attitude and emotion. It's not something that you have to go into this complex thing about.
Right.
Because you're not the one who's being sold, the product is. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, like the personality of the product is already established.
Yes, Holly, thank you. And you don't want to upstage the product. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with your scenes. And I just want to ask you, before you do, is there anybody who doesn't know the beats or the changes or has any questions? I love that red on you, Noelle. Love, love, love it.
Thank you.
Yes, Holly. Oh, I see.
Hey, Toni, I was just going to say, there's something when you said beats, it made me think about something. I don't know if anyone here is screenwriting or wants to write screenplays, but I just read this book about screenplays, and they were saying that the person writing it said that most of the work to them was you have to figure out what your character wants, what the drive of the movie is going to be. And usually, like, you set up your character, something happens that's surprising, it upsets their world in some way, and now they're on a quest, and that quest takes you right to the end of the movie. And as the writer, you just set up obstacles. So if like Luke has to blow up the Death Star, that can't happen on page 40. You've got to throw every obstacle at him until the end, no matter what your movie is. If it's, I don't know, Angel, if this works with Bird of Prey or whatever that movie you said, but I imagine it does, whatever her quest is. I don't know. It was just, I thought it was an interesting way of talking about screenwriting.
But it's
most
great.
of it-
So say it each time again. The first one was intention.
Right. You figure out what your character wants, and then you just put you make it as hard for them to get it as possible. You put as many obstacles in their way as you can, and that's your movie, at the end. And you put up people that don't want them to get their obstacle, or internal obstacles they have to fight through, and it looks like they're not going to do it, but usually at the last minute something happens and they pull it off.
Even you guys, yeah, Matt Damon and the Martian. Thank you, Marshall. Even doing my one-woman shows, and I've done 4 of them, I had to create interesting obstacles of my character. I don't know if that makes sense. And in my last show, my obstacle, I never did gain control of it, Barbara, if you recall, because it was friggin' Tina Turner. And I'm too old to try and do Tina Turner. So I brought up people from the audience to do the backup. And even then, I couldn't do Tina Turner. I must have thrown my head forward and back 4 times and thought I was going to friggin' pass out. It was just, and Barbara's back there doing this with one of the guys who's just transforming into a girl. He just was getting his operation. He's 6'5". It made such a great look on stage, wasn't it, Barbara? It was pretty hysterical.
Great show.
And Judith wouldn't get up there with us because remember, Judith, I brought you backstage. You said, no, I'm not getting up on stage and doing this. Judith would not get up on stage and do it. Oh, it was funny. It's very funny. Okay, so who would like to go first? Noelle?
Noelle.
Okay.
Who, your partner, if I'm not mistaken, is?
C'est moi. Me.
Nancy.
Okay, let me get my.
Your hair looks cute. Judith, you're all blonde now. You're totally
well, kind of, but.
No, you're a pretty blonde girl. Except for the side things, you're blonde.
Supposed to be lots of color.
It's cute.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
All right. How long have you been married, Mrs. Attinger?
Noelle, it would really help if you turned your mic on.
Okay, though, how was my face though without the sound?
Your face is beautiful without the sound. Do you want your necklace crooked?
What's crooked? What's crooked?
Necklace. But I actually liked it crooked. And then you straighten it out. It gave you something to do, Noelle.
Voilà.
So make it crooked.
What's crooked? Sorry, I don't understand.
Make your necklace crooked again and start off with when after Nancy asks you, that can be an activity.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
How long have you been married, Mrs. Attinger?
9 years and 4 months.
I see.
And 12 days.
And you have 3 children.
Warren Jr., he's 8. Alan, he's 7. And Treddy, she's 6. And that's all.
And when did you begin to suspect you were losing your husband's affection?
When he stopped biting me around.
When was that?
11 months ago, March 14th.
He struck you?
First time he broke a tooth, my tooth.
I see.
Upper left molar.
And how often?
It's capped now. You can notice it.
Oh, good. Now, let's start with the day of the accident.
No accident. I wanted to shoot him.
Suppose we decide later just what you want to do.
Silly.
The difference between 10 years in prison and freedom is not silly, Mrs. Attinger.
I don't care what happens to me.
Well, pay attention to what I'm saying. Do you care what happens to Warren and Alan and Trudy?
Yes, I do. Can't I go home? Can't you fix it so I should just go home?
Not right now, but we're working on it.
I say I'll take them to Coney Island tomorrow.
Now, it would help us very much if you could reconstruct the day, all of yesterday.
Oh, well, first thing in the morning.
Yes.
I woke up.
Yes.
And I see he didn't sleep at home.
And were you shocked and surprised?
Oh, no, not shocked, not surprised. He used to not do that a lot. Come home.
Did you ever question him about his behavior?
Certainly. He told me to shut up and mind my own business.
Oh, I see.
But yesterday I got worried. Not worried, mad. I got mad. And you know why?
Why?
Because it was the fourth night in a row he didn't.
Come home?
Yeah.
And that made you angry?
Sure. It was getting a habit with him. So I sent the kids to school and I went and I bought again.
Where?
This hot shop I go. I went, I bought again, and they give me a book, How to Free.
Had you decided by this time exactly what you wanted to do?
I'll tell you the honest truth. I didn't decide nothing. I was doing everything like in a dream. Like I was watching myself, but I couldn't help it. Like in a dream.
Go on, Doris.
So then I got very hungry.
When?
When I bought again.
Yeah?
So I went to this hamburger place. I ate 2 ware, and I got 1 lemon meringue pie.
And then?
And then I was still hungry.
And then?
Then I called the porn. I asked him, you coming home after? So he said, what for? So I said, don't you live there no more. So he said, don't bother me, I'm at the office. Loud. So then he hung up.
And what did you do?
I had a cup of coffee.
Where?
The same place as him, only he didn't see me. And I was waiting outside his office the whole afternoon. I kept eating the nut bars, candy bars, until he came out. And then I followed him. And then I shot him.
And after you shot him, how did that make you feel?
Hungry.
Scene.
Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing, Alicia, I'm thinking of giving Noelle and Nancy notes with everybody, and then we'll put them in a room so they can work with the notes. Alicia, is that okay?
Yeah, I can just put them in a breakout room.
Great. So here's a couple of notes. Noelle, I think it would be very funny at the very beginning of the scene. Nancy has little crackers or chocolates or candy or whatever it is on her desk. You're eating them because everything to you is food right now. Do you know what I mean? So if we're starting out with you eating little bonbons, do you have any candy there?
Yeah. I can find
Great.
some for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even M&Ms, whatever it is, you're eating them. because that's what she's about right now, food. Okay. Um, I can't understand the word when you said when he first started, was it beating me?
He's batting me. Batting. I've never heard that before. To be
Batting.
honest.
All right, that's it.
Batting.
Say it with me, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Batting.
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 I think it would be more interesting if you say beating.
Okay, that
I
works.
Yeah, I think that's an easier word for you, and I think it would make more sense.
Okay.
Beating. Okay, now to help Nancy out at the beginning, you have to be eating the little candy and looking at your jewelry. Do you need to, you're so distracted right now. You're not in your body. Does that make sense? That'll give Nancy the chance to try and reel this wild horse in. You see, it'll help her
Okay.
try and get your attention.
Okay.
Nancy, I think there's a much bigger beat and a change of intention when she says, I meant to shoot him. You've got to change your tactics there. And I'd like to see you take a break there, a beat, where you don't say anything. We just get to see you think, okay.
Well, wait, there is that.
I know there's a line. I know there's a line where you say, well, where you say something about, we'll talk about
Tell me
that.
about the day of the
I say,
accident.
suppose we decide later just what you wanted to do. So I was just trying to like.
I think you did that really well, but I'd like to see you take a, I'd like to see your reaction. Like, oh my God, she's admitted that she's totally guilty to you.
Okay.
Now, as a lawyer,
Nancy, Tony is talking about the line right above this.
I know.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
When I say, oh, no accident, I wanted to shoot him.
Yeah, I got it.
that's,
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to see, because I think it could be funny, Nancy, because what you were doing towards the end was really funny. I think it's like, oh my God, however you think of it, I don't care. But I mean, it's almost like she rocks you back in your chair, or,
okay.
All right.
That's great.
Then, I think at one point, Nancy, it would be really funny as you were getting more and more into the story that you took something up to eat, like a little piece of candy or chocolate, because she's eating it. Now you're into this story and now you're eating it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not too much, Noelle, just a little bit at the beginning for you. Nancy, as you get more important with the story, you got to reach for something to eat.
Okay.
Got it. Otherwise, I think that was a great scene and I really liked it. And, Nancy, I've played a billion lawyers, it feels like, on TV, and they're not easy to play because they're asking questions. But I liked how you started to get the more involved. That's why I think taking it, you getting more and more involved as she just throws away this information to you is funny. That's why maybe you're eating a couple of pieces of candy, you're leaning into I saw you get up, leaning into her. Mm-hmm. Tell me more and more. And as she's getting more and more interested, Noelle, you're just throwing it away. And well, then I ate something else, and then I had coffee, and then, do you know what I mean? And Noelle, make her a little less sophisticated. You look very sophisticated with that red thing on. I like it. But make her less sophisticated.
Okay.
It's gotta be like, what?
I had suggested like a flowery top, but I don't even know whether she has that kind of thing, kind of floozy, not cheap.
Yeah, I was like, because you were like cheap, and so I thought I thought this too were kind of cheap. We did.
You never look cheap.
Yeah, we have different definitions of cheap.
Yeah, you're very elegant looking. So you're just make it within your character.
Oh yes, I will. With the food, it will help, I think. Sorry.
And also, did you see how you were just playing with your earring? Go back and play with your earring. So now Nancy's asking you questions. You're looking away, just playing with your earring, thinking about, no, you don't have to push it. Don't push it, Noelle.
Okay.
Just thinking about what you're going to have to eat after this meeting.
Okay.
See, this is where before life and afterlife really comes in.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, this is Patrick. I have a question for Noelle.
Yeah.
By the way, I really enjoyed the scene. But Noelle, do you think that she, how do you think she feels about getting caught? Does she care? Does she think she's gonna get off? I mean, you just admitted that you shot your husband.
I think she's like in a phase where she's not really like Toni and Nancy were saying, like she's not really in her body, so she's not really in her mind. She doesn't really care, I think.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Yeah.
Cool. I like that. I was just wondering what you were thinking.
Oh, okay. I thought like it was like a good or bad answer. I was like, okay, what's the answer?
No answer. I just, it's an interesting scene, and I just I wondered what you were thinking. That's cool.
There is no good or bad, Noelle. Then thanks for asking that, Patrick, because that's why I said she's thinking of food.
Okay.
That's how you can tell she's not there. She's just not in body. That's why Nancy has to reel her in. And it gives Nancy much more to do as the lawyer, to try and bring her in. Okay, so let's get you guys out to room 1.
Okay, so before you do that, what I've done is I've set up rooms with everybody's name of their scene on it. And the only way I can do this is to invite everybody to a room at once. So this is an experiment. Nancy and Noelle, accept and go to your room now, but the rest of you guys wait until it's your turn to go to your room, and we're going to try it that way. Okay. But you also each have the ability to come back to the main room whenever you want also. So and if it doesn't work, we'll just
how long do you want us to stay in the room then?
You know what, Alicia, thank you for saying, you know what? Watch the other scenes and I'll put you all in the room at the same time. The different rooms at the same time.
Okay, because that was my question too. So they're all ready to go, and we'll just wait.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I want you to support the other actors. And you guys, Patrick shouldn't be the only one. If you see something or you want to help your fellow actors out, make a suggestion to them. That's terribly important. Okay?
So, Toni, just to be clear, we all gonna go once, and then we all gonna go to a room for like 5 or 10 minutes after.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's better because I like to see everybody else.
Yes, very good.
Okay, cool.
All right, the next 2 up, please.
Good job, Nancy. Oops, sorry.
Angel and Marsha, Noelle and Nancy, turn off your, who's with Angel? Angel's partner is Karina, right?
Yeah.
It's okay for you, Karina, to go next?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dan, you can go third. And Holly.
Okay, I'm going position, Karina.
Okay.
Hey, Days. Hey, I'm sorry I didn't show up. I said I'm sorry. Why are you being such a bitch about it?
Right. I'm a bitch and you're an angel, no matter what happens. Should have been stamped on our birth certificates.
What's the big deal? You're not shooting me all the time.
I was supposed to meet Charlie's parents tonight.
Oh, Days. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Tim needed you, right? Just what the hell do you guys do anyways? That's what I'd like to know.
If I told you, it would sound stupid.
It would sound pathetic. Daddy boffing the babysitter is a really old story. It happens all the time.
We talk, we read, we listen to Mozart sometimes.
Do you really think that this guy is going to leave his wife and kids to live happily ever after with you? You're living in a fucking romance novel, Kat.
Oh yeah? Fucking buffing screwing. The great Daisy nobody fools. Why don't you start taking cash for your services? They'll be more honest.
Wipe your conscience.
Okay, so Karina,
Yes.
when you start off, baby, have the dishes high, a little bit higher for me.
Okay.
I know it's not comfortable, but I need to see that you're wiping the dish. It was a great way to start.
Okay.
I think and this is just a suggestion to you, Karina. I think that you become very cruel to her.
Okay.
When you say the line, buffing the babysitter. I think that you're very agitated, you're very angry, and you're very upset, and they all hit you at the same time. So take a beat and really give it to her.
Okay.
Because here you are getting married, and she's screwed up your big night to meet his parents. So it's made you very cruel at that moment. Okay?
Okay.
Angel, I couldn't understand a word you said after she said buffing the babysitter. I don't know, when you started to get angry, I couldn't understand a word.
Okay.
I don't know why, but make sure you enunciate your words because I lost it completely. I think you need to take a beat of shock there and almost want to cry because you're good friends. And there is a truth in what she's saying, and that's what makes you mad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not going to leave his wife. He is using you. And what she says hurts you. And I need to see that hurt. I saw the anger, but I didn't see the hurt.
Okay.
And you need an ending movement. So maybe you pick up the last dish and you start wiping it because the camera's going to end on your face because she leaves. Right?
Mhm.
So I need to see a reflection there. Now, Karina, do you have anything that could look like an apron that you're taking off? Even a shirt, like a blue shirt,
I put like a sweater on and kind of wrap it around. Is this fine?
Yeah, that's fine, honey. Do you know what I mean? So that when you stand up, you can still look down and take off the apron, and that'll give you even a little bit more by throwing the apron down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I really liked your work. I'm so sorry. I apologize about the scene being so short, but it's a good scene. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add in? I thought you guys did a great job.
Karina, when you say your last line, wipe your conscience, I would take your time with that line.
Thank you, Holly.
It's a powerful statement or word. It's like you're punching her, but just with your words. So take your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Holly. And then get up and take off your apron. My problem is that I'm not going to see your face. So maybe the apron won't work. What's the dish towel you're using?
That's
Maybe just throw that down after you say that line and leave.
Okay.
Okay, honey?
Okay.
Thank you, Holly. Okay. All right, girls, Angel, any questions?
No, thank you. That was good.
All right, Karina. Thank you. And there she is in all her beautiful glory, Miss Barbara Attell. And who's your partner, Barbara?
My partner is the gorgeous, fantastic Destiny.
Destiny. There she is, that cutie. Okay.
I really like that one. What do you think? Hello? Earth to Ellie.
I'm fine.
Such a liar. What's the matter?
Everybody had these big personal events and mine was lame. I'm an idiot.
That's ridiculous, Ellie. You were very, very good today.
Easy for you to say. Yours was huge.
Wait a minute, I'm stopping you. Barbara, are you reading your lines?
No, not really. I'm looking down at them every once in a while, but no.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You're looking down.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're going to read your lines, baby, hold them so that you don't have to look down.
Okay. Well, I feel like looking down as the character. I mean, I'm so humiliated right now, and
Okay, that's fine, but can you still be so we can see your face?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you're sitting back in your chair, you like that, you know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I
Got it.
need to see your face, baby, for this.
Okay.
All right, let's start again.
Huh, I really like that. What do you think? Hello? Earth to Ellie.
I'm fine.
Such a liar. What's the matter?
Everyone had these big personal events, and mine was lame. I'm an idiot.
That's ridiculous, Ellie. Yours was very, very good today.
Well, that's easy for you to say. Yours was huge. I mean, you burnt your house down with your brother. I mean, no wonder you're such a good actress. You've got all this shit in your life that you could just draw from. It's deep, and I'm just like this shallow bird bath.
I made it up.
What?
I made it up. My personal event.
You made up your personal event.
Come on, Ellie. You know I like to practice my accents in class. Sometimes I make things up so I can practice my acting.
What's the point? I mean, it defeats the purpose. I mean, the whole point is to use something that really happened in your life and you put it into your acting.
That's bullshit, okay? The whole method thing, that's a wank. Sense memory is so self-indulgent.
No, it's not. You draw from your life experience and you put it in your work and it makes it real. It makes it honest. And that's how you make the scene work.
Bullshit, Ellie. Okay, sorry, but how many times do we have to hear about your drunk mother? It's boring. It's far more honest and truthful to use your imagination. And it's limitless.
Let's try something.
Okay.
Let's put your theory to the test and let's see who can cry first.
Okay.
On the count of 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3. See? Ugh. See? I'm starting to get one right there.
That's not real, though.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. See, look. See, now that's dignified.
You're not crying.
Okay, look, it's not about crying and wailing. It's more dignified to just let it kind of inch out, right?
I'm drawing from my own pain. See? Look at this. You think this is faking it?
I think it gets a little embarrassing. I think there's something kind of dignified about just holding it back and letting one spill out, like what I was doing. See? It's something real, Ellie. Like, I don't know, it's just something that you need to do. Oh, that shop. I've been wanting to go for that shop for such a long time. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Scene.
Interesting. So, I think, Barbara, we have to choose whether you do it really, really big or not. Or maybe we choose the area where you do it big and then areas where you don't.
Okay.
Um,
Did you feel like I was doing it big the whole way, or did you feel like I wasn't?
I'm stymied myself. I don't know what direction to give you in this. If I were to work with you a couple of times on it, then I would know, but I don't know. I can't tell. Um, let's just do the first part to begin with, where you're really upset, and play it more real. Let me just see how it looks. Just for a second. Really, you're just really upset. Don't fake it. There you go. There you go. And Destiny, I want you to be delighted that she's upset in your own way.
Hello. Or to Ellie.
I'm fine.
Such a liar. What's the matter?
Everyone had these big personal events, and mine was lame.
Oh, I think that's so much better, Barbara. Does anybody else want to put in their 2 cents real quick? I felt this was much better.
Yeah, that was very natural. I love it. That was real.
Yeah, I think it's more real. And then you can, when you guys are both, competing with each other, then you can both try and kind of do it big. Destiny, maybe just a little chortle from you, like, oh, do you know what I mean? Just a little bit, and then putting the Coke on your face. And with Barbara, it's like, maybe Barbara, you create a moan, like a, oh. You know what I mean? And then it's funnier because neither one of them can do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you say, when you're talking about the method and you say, no, it's not, I think your line, Destiny, is the method is so, what?
It's
Yeah,
wank.
and you say, no, it's not, Barbara.
Uh-huh.
I think you guys have to have a beat there because it's funny. It's funny if you take a moment to defend it, Barbara.
Okay.
And it's not about angry yelling. That's your line, right, Destiny?
Yeah. Or I said it's not about like loud and wailing.
But I think you should do it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're an actress, so you're imitating what that sounds like.
Oh, uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever that is, And then Barbara, when you go to do your crying, really go for it. I mean, really dramatically use the method of you've lost something in your because then Destiny can say, see, that's embarrassing.
I'm drawing from my own pain. See? Look at this. You think I'm faking it?
It's a little embarrassing.
You say it's embarrassing at that point? Yes.
Yeah.
Then I think see, Marshall even says that's funny. It really makes these two characters very funny, especially when they're really.
I'm cracking up already.
Yeah, and especially when you're both trying to cry. I mean, I think you're really, Destiny, you really do need to try and cry, but it's just funny the way you do it. It's funny the way you both do it.
Okay.
Even if you do it with dignity, Destiny, it should be funny.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, taking the tear and smearing it all the way down. Oh, all right, kids. Any other questions? Anybody else have anything to add?
Destiny, you were really funny. You made me laugh out loud a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Barbara, you went from like pouty to angry, and you made this face. It was really funny. I can't. Yeah.
And don't you all think it's better when they start out with Barbara starting out real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Holly, I think Holly wants to come next. Okay, girls. Bye-bye. Holly's coming in and Danny.
That was a nervous twitch.
Okay.
No, Destiny and Bar, that was great.
Yeah.
Excited to see it again.
All right. Oh, there you are. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Ted. You look well.
Yeah. So do you.
How's the new job?
Fine. Look at us, Joanna. It's like any old married couple having dinner. Who would believe it?
Yeah. How's Billy?
He's great. He's great. Except he cut his face. And he fell and cut his face. He's got a scar, Joanna, from about here to here. I don't know. I keep feeling it's my fault somehow. I keep thinking I could have done something to stop it from. I don't know.
No, you can't even tell from a distance.
I'm sorry. What?
I've seen him
You have?
a few times. Sometimes I sit in the coffee shop across the street from where you drop him off for school. God, he looks like a terrific kid.
He is. So you sat in that coffee shop across from the school?
Watching my son, Ted. I've been living in New York for 2 months.
Hey, you've been living here in the city?
Ted, the reason I wanted to see you, I want Billy back.
You want what?
I want my son. I am through sitting in coffee shops.
Are you out of your mind? You're the one who left him, remember?
Ted, you need to listen to me. We had a crappy marriage, okay?
Oh, really?
Most of it was my fault more than yours. And when I left, I was really messed up.
Joanna,
No.
I could give
All my life, I have been someone's daughter, someone's wife, or someone's mother. And all of a sudden, I'm a 32-year-old neurotic woman who has walked out on her husband and her son and took off for California. But I guess it wasn't enough because now I'm seeing a shrink. I have had time to think and I have made some big changes, Ted. And I've learned a lot about myself.
Such as? What have you learned, Joanna? I'd really like to know. Just one thing, okay? Just tell me one goddamn thing you've learned.
I have learned that I want my son back.
Joanna, go be a mother. Get married, have kids. Don't get married, have kids. Do whatever you want. I could give a damn. Just leave me out of it and leave my baby out of it.
If we can't discuss this rationally.
Joanna, go fuck yourself.
Very nice, kids. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. I took a lot of notes on this one because this one is a little complicated. Both of you did a really good job, first of all. Danny, I gotta stop you now from saying, huh? You do that.
Wow, I didn't even notice.
Well, with onomatopoeias, we don't notice. They're like,
Okay.
oh, yeah. you do, when you were sitting down, when you were uncomfortable, right at the beginning with her, you started to do your dialogue with, I'd rather see you be uncomfortable with her than let it out with these onomatopoeias.
Okay.
I'd rather see you straighten your tie, you know, do something, but not the, okay? I gotta stop
Okay.
you now. And it's,
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
not a bad thing, Danny. I've watched myself on TV doing them, going, my onomatopoeias were, really stupid. I mean,
And mine is,
there's this,
okay.
uh,
Yeah, I'll,
both of you are starting very fast. I would like to see you straighten your tie, Danny. Holly, take a napkin. Do you have a napkin in your house?
Yes.
Take a napkin and fold it very carefully and put it down. After you have your wine, I'll tell you why in a minute. I think, Danny, you need to take a beat. Don't just come out about Danny and the scar. I think you're feeling very guilty. You're highly uncomfortable. Take your time with that. Don't just say it right away.
okay.
You might start with Danny and then is she going to take this okay? You know, you almost seemed gleeful about the scar. I want you to be very tender about it. Like, you know, tell her story. Okay.
Did I not move around though? Did I at least not doing, I not, you know, like I rock back and forth sometimes?
Oh, you didn't do that. You're fine.
Okay, good. All right.
Is say what in the script after she says, I want my, I've been in New York in the coffee shop. Is say what in the script, Danny?
I say, you've been living here in the city. Is that what you're asking?
No, there's a line you came out with, say what?
Did I? Oh, that was my own.
Oh, maybe when
It's
I
on the
tell you
script.
I can see, I've seen it from a distance. That's the first time you say what?
What is fine. Say what is not, Danny.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Once again, I didn't realize I.
And then I think you should take a beat before you say what, because this is a huge shocker to you. And then say what? Try and understand, okay?
Okay.
This is a big shocker, but don't say what, just what. Holly, if I could suggest to you, I think there's a big beat for you to say that you want to take Billy back. And that's where I think you can use the napkin. I think that you can bring the napkin up. You're not quite sure how to tell him. Maybe you unfold it, or maybe you fold it into a little square. You know what I mean? Take that moment because that's huge. It's huge for you.
Hey Toni, this is Patrick. I just had this thought when I was watching this scene last week. I don't know what you guys feel, but I feel like it would be almost more powerful if it was less hot from Holly right away. You know, like you say at the end you came to have a rational discussion with him, and it feels a little bit like the level that you're at early when you say I want my son back is kind of the level you get to at the end where he seems like I'm not gonna like that idea very much, you know. And I don't know, I just wonder sometimes if it might even be more of a threat if it's just a more rational thing. You came there because you're giving him the news, you know, and then it lets you build a little bit toward
Don't attack right away.
yeah, because I think you might expect him to be like, hey, I'm a single dad, you know what? Please, you can have him. I'm in over my head. Tony, what do you think?
I think that you're negotiating. I think you're a good lawyer, and I think you've got to try and negotiate with this. And if you start the argument right up front, killer.
We have nowhere else to go.
Exactly. I think when it comes to you stop him when he says he's starting to get upset, and you stop him and say it's probably more my fault than yours. That's you're defending yourself there. And then I think from that moment on is when you're trying to negotiate. This is a negotiation, and you're trying to keep your emotion capped. Now, Holly, what that means to you is that you have to think of the emotion first. Like, maybe I'm not going to cry. No matter what happens today, I'm not going to cry with him. I'm going to work this out, like two people working it out. And you'll find by thinking that, that's going to be where it naturally will bring you when you can no longer negotiate with them.
And that may have been tools I've been learning by going to therapy. My shrink, this is how these new tools I have, maybe.
Correct.
The character, not me.
Because you also say to him, stop him. Probably more my fault than yours. When he starts to hit you with, what? The divorce you left me. Probably my fault more than yours. You're still trying to keep it together. Where do you think that you would start to lose it?
Oh, when he taunts me with, "Come on, Joanna, what did you learn in your therapy?" That's, I think, after that would be it. When I've learned that I want, meaning he's back to those tricks he did on me, kind of bullying from our marriage.
Yes, good girl. You got
That's
it.
great, Holly, because now it really does have an arc, the scene.
Yeah.
It started out being a normal two people meeting to have a conversation, and it ends with a fight.
Yeah. When you decided to get your boy back, and Holly, even if you can't cry, tell yourself no matter what you do, I can't cry. I think that when you say that line, trying to get my child back, I don't think that's fighting. I think that's so emotional. I think that comes from the depth of your soul.
Yes.
Okay. Good work. Anybody else have anything to say? I thought it was a really nice scene.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to say I really enjoyed it, and I really liked Holly's moment before because I really could feel the anger and the frustration, and that she's thinking about this all the time. So I really loved it.
I like that too, Holly. I liked your opening moment really, really a lot. That's why I just say bring in the napkin, you guys. Activity.
Yeah.
Also be the activity that ends something. Do you know what I mean? By her folding that napkin when she's talking about her son could just be her way of trying to cap the volcano, which she cannot do. Maybe she tears it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, good work, kids.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Holly.
Competition. Who's going?
Well, Rebecca was first on.
Okay.
Yay.
Next, Patrick.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Don't shit under that apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Don't shit under that apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. So I come marching. Sun moon, eh, ma'am? Things are just as bright as day almost, huh? Seems brighter than the stateside moon, huh?
It's a lovely moon to saw by. So what do you think is going to happen next, Mr. Allison?
Oh, I don't know. That long sea battle? Maybe we won it. That's why the Japanese pulled out. In which case, it's our guys' turn to clobber the island.
Would you make a landing afterward?
Figures.
Do you think they'll come soon?
Ought to be right away.
I hope, I hope.
Ma'am, I gotta tell you,
What?
when you go back home again, don't do it, ma'am. Please. Please don't do it, ma'am.
Don't do what?
Don't take those vows. The final vows. Don't do it, huh, ma'am? I've never loved anybody before or anything before. Oh shucks, I never even really lived before. Not really. Besides, that's why I want to ask you if you want to marry me. I want to marry you. I want to take care of you. Not just while we're here, but even after all this is over. So, tell me, is there a chance, ma'am? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. But can you tell me?
No, Mr. Allison. You see, I've already given my heart to Christ our Lord.
You mean like you was engaged or something?
Yes, this is the ring. And when I make my final vows, I'll wear a gold one, a marriage one.
Why? I didn't know. I didn't know it was set up like that. Yeah. I guess I had no right to speak. Well, I guess I'll fix that lean-to shelter for you.
Okay. Well, Marshall, your before life was really lovely. I really, really, really thank you for creating that. That was a wonderful moment. I'd like to suggest to Rebecca, I think you really need to get embarrassed when Marshall was looking at you at the very beginning.
Okay.
Before he even says this, before you say, what do you think's going to happen, Mr. I think you've got to get embarrassed and shy because he's really looking at you. He's really, Marshall, can you see what they're saying? Great opening, Marshall, totally bought your character.
Thank you, guys.
So Rebecca, I think that you're a little embarrassed. You can't play it all one way. And I think what you're doing with this nun is you're playing her all the way through the same. You know that this man, when Marshall starts looking at you that way, whether you're married to Jesus or not, I think you feel something. And I need to see honey, what you're feeling. And that's why you say, what do you think will happen next? Do you understand?
Okay, yeah.
All right. Because you're embarrassed by him looking at you. No, Mr. Allison. I know these are old scenes, and there's a reason why I'm having you do old scenes. These are all Oscar-winning movies. And it's important because they're really well-written movies. I'm not interested yet in TV scenes or anything like that. I want to get you first with the real stuff. When you say no, no, what are you feeling, Rebecca?
In which part, Tony?
Do you like Marshall? I'm not getting when he starts to ask you about, don't go back, don't take your vows. I want to ask you to marry me. I need to see some emotion from you. I mean, in your whole life, you've never been proposed to. And do you like him? I think you like Marshall a lot. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been, he's not a stupid man. You know what I mean? I think you guys have sat under the moon before and chatted. And he must have gotten some kind of signal from you in order to ask you this. So I need to see you much more emotional about, do you have to choose between this wonderful man or God? Have you, I guess the question I'm asking you is, have you already made up your mind?
I think I'm in trouble there because
You're in trouble because you already did make up your mind, but you like him.
Yeah.
So that's the trouble. Thank you. Marshall, towards the end, when you start saying, I didn't know it worked that way.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it would be really nice for you to defend yourself a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you knew that it worked that way, oh my God, you would never have asked her. So there's a little defense there and also embarrassment. Because you read the signals wrong. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand your point there.
I mean, I don't think you have to, but play with it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's an interesting take. I like it.
Yeah, play with it because I think at the end you're very embarrassed, and that's what makes you go back to, well, I guess I better go, da 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 da. And if you wanted to, the both of you, if you really wanted to make this scene really cool, at that moment, Rebecca, if you could show him that you really do love him, and Marshall, if you could get the moment and not, both of you, not say a word, and then say, I better go back and do, what's your last line? I better go back. I guess I'll clean.
I'll fix that lean-to. It's lean-to, but I added the word shelter because I felt like no one's gonna know what a lean-to is. It's lean-to shelter.
It's just a small building that's ready to fall apart, really. So, but I think if you guys took a moment to really share what you're both feeling, the fact that you're caught in this, Rebecca, and the fact, Marshall, that you've just spilled your guts to her, and just let me see it. And then your last beat would be to go to say that line to get you out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Try it. You may not like it. Again, these are just suggestions, you guys. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Tony, I just wanted to say, because, Rebecca and I, we talked about this script so much, and I told Rebecca, I don't like this script. And one of the reasons why is because I told Rebecca, I was like, in this class, this has got to be one of the hardest scripts I've come across because there's so much going on.
Yes.
And like Allison's a very complicated man and it's a very complicated relationship.
Yes, it is.
So,
I'm
yeah,
giving it to you because you're both good enough.
yeah.
And I'm glad you did talk about these scenes because I think that's important. And in situations like this, your back life was so beautiful, Marshall, that it really helped this character develop beautifully. Rebecca, you did a really great job, but I have to see more from you.
Okay.
Did you see what Rebecca's saying? I mean, whatever came up just now, did you guys see what that was?
Yeah. Thank you, Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, kids. See you soon. Alicia. And
Here we go.
Patrick. Woo, look at Alicia. Go, girl.
I'm ready. Are you going to make love to me or not?
Huh? What? Come on, I was just falling asleep. Turn the lights off. What?
It's your turn to make love to me.
I owe you one.
You owe me 2 already.
How do you figure I owe you two?
Last Friday and the Wednesday before that when Ron stayed over and you wanted to be quiet.
I'm sorry, Alicia, I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. Then let me start you over again. Good. I love the moment where you wake him up. I think that's hysterical. Can you be woken up more startled?
Uh-huh.
And have you been reading a magazine or a book while you've fallen asleep?
I wasn't playing it, but I can be.
He's exhausted.
The only reason I need for you to be doing something, Patrick, because otherwise, right off the bat, it's a fight. And I don't think we should get to the fight till later.
Okay, sure.
So, I think it's a negotiation.
Yeah.
I think it's a friendly negotiation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got the book, your head's back, but the book, you still got the book in your hand. But I think you need to think, well, wait a minute. Okay, so I owe you one. Well, wait a minute, what about last week? Do you know what I mean? The humor in this is that the two of you are negotiating about sex.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And
got it.
Alicia, make that slap bigger. I think it's really funny when Patrick you got a laugh from me when you jerked open, you know.
Okay. So this will change a little bit, Tony. So I'm reading, so she'll
Well,
sort of.
you're not, you're asleep, but you've got the book there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been reading the book, you're leaning,
and you fell asleep.
And you fell asleep so that, yeah, you know, it'll give you something to do because you're startled when you wake up.
Okay.
And you immediately became awake. You're still groggy.
Okay, great.
Whatever you do with the book, you're still groggy with, you're negotiating with her.
Okay, great.
Okay. Are you going to make love to me or not?
What? Huh? Come on, I was just falling asleep. Turn the lights off. What?
It's your turn to make love to me.
I owe you one.
You owe me 2 already.
How do you figure I owe you 2?
Last Friday And Wednesday before when Ron stayed over and you didn't want to make noise.
All right, fine. 3. Leave me alone. I'm good for it.
Johnny, come on.
No, Ma. I'm just not in the mood now.
All right, if you don't want me to, don't ever touch me again. Oh, I can't sleep when I'm like this.
It's all in your mind.
Oh, it's not. I feel sexy.
It's just nerves. Have a sandwich. Wilma, cut it out. In the morning.
I'm not interested in the morning. It's not romantic in the morning. It's romantic now.
Wilma, I had a really upsetting week. You know, I was dizzy at a meeting on Wednesday, and I didn't want to go out tonight because it was too hot, and I felt all flushed at the party. And listen, I am physically and emotionally exhausted.
Ugh. Well, do you know you're beginning to sound exactly like my mother when my father used to make sexual demands on her.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're beginning to sound exactly like my father making sexual demands on my mother.
Well, that's all right with me if he's the sexy one in the family.
Hey, I am sexier than you will ever be, okay?
So why are you hoarding it?
Well, look, I get the feeling you're trying to make my virility look impotent.
When did that hit you?
The day I married you. You know, I was dynamite with other women.
Well, sure. They were just lucky to be there with the holder of the world's championship 3-second record for sexual intercourse.
Out of all the women in the world, I had to marry an equal time orgasm fanatic. You know, you read a couple of ladies' home journals, and all you know now is, me too.
And why not me too?
Look, stop trying to castrate me, okay? There's too much man here. You know, you and your Me Too's and your cockamamie career, Wilma. Me and the children aren't enough for you. No, you need creative fulfillment to give meaning to your existence. We could have managed very well on one salary.
And quit your job.
You really want to take over, don't you? Don't think I haven't noticed your new wardrobe. The suits, the pants, the butch little ties.
Butch, I'm more feminine than you'll ever be. Oh, shit. Johnny, all I want is a little tenderness.
Look who wants tenderness, Miss Locker Room Mouth. You better decide whether you want to be a man or a woman, and then talk tenderness to me. You understand, Wilma? Or is it Willie?
Look, I'll tell you what. You decide what you want to be first, then I'll be what's left. You think you're so masculine because every time we have a problem, you just roll over and go to sleep. Or you're really tough with me, or you go out and get drunk with the guys. But I've got a news flash for you. Those Marine Corps guys are all gay.
What?
Yeah, they're not real men. Real men are loving and gentle and tender and kind and warm and loving and you know.
Then what's a woman?
A woman is strong and brave and you know,
And what?
a woman should be brave and strong. And in certain situations like this one where you're being tough with me, she needs to be tough back. But you know, otherwise a woman should be worshipped and put up on a pedestal and just you know, be loved, but then she can be free to come down off the pedestal when she wants to be independent because, you know, she's not tied down and a slave anymore, but then she can go back on the pedestal because, you know, she wants to be taken care of.
Excuse me, is that taken care of up on the pedestal or down off the pedestal?
You know, I don't even know what a woman is anymore, Johnny. I don't even see a difference between us anymore.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. Next week for your birthday, I'll take you down for some hormone shots.
What you need is a major transplant.
You know why you're so confused? You forgot who I am and who you are. I'm the man and you're just the woman. And the man is the boss. You said so yourself when we got married.
I was just humoring you. I said if it was so important to you, I would let you be the boss.
What do you mean, let me be the boss? I am the boss.
Don't be juvenile. There is no boss, Johnny.
I am the boss, and you know it.
There is no boss, and that's final. I don't want to hear another word about it. We're equals.
Okay, how long was this scene?
Another page and a half.
So how long altogether?
It was about 2.25 pages.
Okay, so I loved what you guys did. I loved what you did. I loved your beginning, Alicia. I loved your beginning, Patrick. Now you have to speed read it when you go into the room. It cannot have that many pauses. That's what's so funny about this negotiation. It's not so much a fight, although it is.
Yeah, he's expressing his frustration, and
I think it's got to go twice as fast.
Okay.
Because it started to get too slow.
Yep.
Okay. And it's man against woman. You know, and
Can I say something? I'm sorry.
Let me
It's
just finish. Can I finish?
Sure.
So,
Mhm.
Alicia, your beginning was very funny. And I love your coyness with him. And then I loved how you totally turned masculine when you couldn't get what you wanted. And I thought that was really funny. Patrick, the whole opening of trying to negotiate for love was great. The only thing at the end, when you go, wow, it was so big that it kind of, it was wow or what?
We kind of rewrote it to sort of take some of the ick out of it, about all the F
Yeah.
words and all that. So maybe we'll try something else there. Yeah.
Okay.
No, just what?
Oh. Okay.
I honestly thought, I remembered when I did this with Chris Lemon, there was a whole thing about the what's that bridge, the something bridge in New York, the Carazana,
The Verrazano.
is that it? Where they stopped in the Volkswagen, and I guess that's not in this one, huh?
No, this is just a scene in their bedroom after a party.
No, where they're talking about how they stopped under the Verrazano Bridge in the Volkswagen to make love. And he brings it up as a negotiating factor. Come on, remember when we're in the, so I guess that's not in here.
It must be past where we are because, yeah.
So Patrick, I think it's funny when you start getting browbeaten.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, I've had a terrible week. Could you just, could we take a break here? Okay, so when you go in the room, I'm not going to tell you anything else but to speed read it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
But I loved the opening. Everybody else loved it. Just we need to pick up comedy. This is fast. And this is fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready.
So are we going to be able to come back after we've been in the room and just do one quick run through each of us?
You're all going to do it again after you do it in the room. Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay. The beginning was so much fun. That's why I think you need the book to end it, Patrick.
To end it?
Yeah.
To end the scene?
Yes, you just shut her out with picking up the book
great.
again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, go talk to yourself.
Right.
Talk to the end. I'm reading. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Get an ending.
Yep. Okay, cool.
All right, honey.
Yep.
Okay, kids. Sorry, Jennifer. Sorry, Judith. I guess you're the last. Andy was first. Here we go. Andy and Jennifer.
No.
Andy and Judith. Okay. Now you cut this scene down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down to 2 pages now.
Hold the sides up. Did you get a chance to see Children of Paradise, Judith?
Yes, I
What
did.
did you think?
I was very moved. I was very impressed. It's an incredible film, and especially the end was perfect.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
He was my master. That's who I studied with, was Jean-Louis Barrault.
Oh.
And I sat between him and his wife, Madeleine Renoir, and watched that movie. Can you imagine being right next? He's the mime. He plays the mime.
Oh, he's wonderful. Oh, I am so enchanted with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he gave the part to Marcel Marceau, and he directed the stage version. But isn't that quite a movie?
Oh, it is. I stopped it after the first half where it ends, you know, which is good. And I waited a day or so, and then I saw it, and I was just very I was very moved. The
It's a long
acting,
movie, you guys. It's like 3 hours.
yeah, it's over 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's divided in half. And I was talking with Andy why I want to see the film, because I want to see the part played by, you know, I just want to see it.
Arletty. Arletty is her name.
Yes.
And there's a thing on Netflix if you ever want to take a look at it, Judith, because I know you love historical stuff, but Arlette, there's a whole thing on Netflix called Arletty. And because she was so famous in France. And she's the one that made sure that this film got done because she slept with a Nazi soldier, big officer. Okay, so Andy, here we go. Andy, you're gentle and soft. And it starts out.
He doesn't look gentle and soft. That's what I.
Okay, here we go. And keep your sides up, Judith. I don't want you looking down, baby. And action.
You don't look that strong.
I'm not strong.
But back then,
I had a rough childhood. I learned to defend myself.
you were unhappy?
When I slept. I dreamed, but people don't like that. So they beat me up a little to wake me up a little. Luckily, my sleep was heavier than their blows, and I fled them in my sleep.
Judith, keep looking up until it's your time to talk.
Yes, I dreamed, hoped, waited. Waited for you, maybe.
Back then?
And why not? Surely I saw you in my dreams. Stop smiling. By throwing me that flower, you may have awakened me for good.
You're a funny man.
You are so beautiful.
I'm not beautiful. I'm just alive.
You are the most alive of all. Never will I forget this night or the light in your eyes.
The light is just a glimmer. Like everyone else. Down
Look
there.
up. Look up, honey, like everyone else.
I can't, I have to read it. I don't know it. So.
Well, one of the things that you can do, Judith, is you can put it on your screen. And that'll help you look at him.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. You mean physically put it up there?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That help
But
you?
this doesn't show?
No.
Oh. Okay. The light is just a glimmer, like everyone else. Down there, look at the lights of Mont. People sleep and wake. Each has a glimmer that glows and slides. Little thing is that. I can't even find the room I lived in with my mother when I was young.
You lived in Menilmontant?
Yes, I was born and grew up here, very happily. Yet mother was poor, and my father left us. She worked for others as a laundress. She loved me. I loved her. She was lovely and gay. She taught me how to laugh and sing. Then she died, and everything changed.
And you were left all alone.
I was 15 in Paris, a girl who grows up too fast, doesn't stay alone.
Please don't be sad. It pains me.
Sad? Me? I'm happy as a lark.
I love your laugh.
I love it too. I'd be lost without it.
And me without you. Tell me your name.
Garance?
Garance.
You're shaking. Are you cold?
I'm shaking because I'm happy. Happy that you're here, near me. I love you. And you, Garance, do you love me?
You talk like a child. People love that way in books, in stories, not in real life.
Dreams, life, they're the same. Otherwise, life would not be worth living. But it's not life I love. It's you.
You're the nicest gentleman I've ever met. I won't forget tonight either. I like you.
I love you. Garance.
Love is so simple. A storm.
You'll be soaked.
So what?
You have no coat. I'll take you back.
Where?
Home.
Home? I don't have a home. I lost my job and with that went my home.
I can get you a room where I live.
A room?
Yes. Do come. See.
Okay, so Andy, I liked what you did. This is such a hard scene. It truly is. Judith, when I said you could put it up on your computer, if you know how we sent it to you by email,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually put that up on your computer right now. Just go to the email and the words will come up that she sent you of this scene. Can someone help me in how to guide Judith to do this? Andy, can you help her?
Yeah, Judith. So if you go to the email that Alicia sent you, that had the script in it.
Okay, well, I have to leave this, right?
Right.
Leave what? Just go.
You don't have to leave the meeting. You can just switch to the to your email program. Yeah, or minimize it.
See, I don't.
Go to your computer, go up to the right, you'll see a little line, a tiny line, like a minus sign on your computer.
See, I don't see that. I see view, and then I can go gallery view, speaker view, show.
No, go further right up into the top part.
That's where I am, all the way. Exit full screen. Should I do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, do that first.
Okay. All right, now.
Go into your email.
Okay. I'm
You know,
in.
it might be easier if I just put the scene in the chat and she click on it and open it. You
All
think
right,
that
let's
might
do
work?
that. Judith, hold on. We're going to put the scene in your chat. Okay.
Okay.
So go to chat right now.
All right, I'm in chat.
All right. Let's see.
I've got it.
Where's the file?
I'm getting it.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh crap. Just a second.
So all you're going to do is you're going to fill half of your screen or your full screen with all the dialogue, Judith. I think it'll be easier for you to read. And then you can just look up into camera, be talking to Andy. Does that make sense? Because I got to keep you from looking down.
Okay, so I printed it out. You know, I have it here on.
I appreciate it. But I realized that Children of Paradise has a lot of dialogue for you. And so if you look at it on your screen, I think it'll be easier than you looking down to read it.
Okay, so where is it?
I'm getting it. I just needed to find it again.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was just confusing to me.
So,
okay, I'm getting it.
You look pretty tonight, Judith.
Oh, thank you.
Really?
I think I used to be pretty. But...
No, Elite. No, you look very pretty. I'm looking right at you, close up.
Okay, there it is. It's in there now.
All right, so let's go to chat.
All she has to do is open it up.
So open up. Do you see where it says the Children of Paradise?
Yes, I do.
Don't download it. Can she just open it, or does she need to download it?
I have no idea. You should just click on it and see what you can do.
Download it. Oh God, I don't know. I just know that you can put it up on your screen.
For some reason,
if you just double click on it, it will open in Word, Judith.
Double click.
Okay.
It might be easy if someone can share their screen and show it. I could, but if someone already has it open or something. So
Could you? Because I can't.
Yeah, you know what? I can do that.
Okay, I have it now.
Okay.
Here it is in front of me.
Okay, great.
All right. So
yes.
Judith,
yay.
Now you don't have to look down. Do you understand?
All I see it.
Yes.
But I don't see anything else. I just see the.
You can make a word a little smaller by hitting the box in the upper right hand corner. In other words, you can float Word on top of the Zoom window. It might be a little.
All right.
Another way is if someone shares it, then Judith can see both me and the script at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to share it with Judith. Here we go.
Is that working?
I will share it. Hang on.
Andy, you can say Ménilmontant.
No, I can't say that.
Oh, try.
Ménilmontant.
I thought your accent was pretty cute though.
Judith?
Yeah, you said it.
Can you see it, Judith?
And
Yeah.
Garance.
Oh yeah, I do.
Can you
Garance.
Yeah.
Thank you. Garance. All right, make it a little bit bigger. Judith, you can read it, and can you still see Andy?
Yes, I can see him over on the
All right.
side.
That's all I want you to do.
Okay.
Keep looking in that camera. See how much easier it is for you all to look into camera from script, look into camera. That you're listening to Andy. All right? Okay? So go
No,
in.
I'm looking at the camera and I'm looking at the script.
Yeah, it looks much better.
Okay.
And listen to Andy. You're not looking down, you're not looking to the side. And for all of you, it's a great way to do your auditions. All right. So Andy, this character, this whole thing was written by Michael Carnet. And the words, every word is so beautiful in this. It just, you represent the archetypical character truly of Cupid, of just this man who is so smitten with this woman, he can barely talk. Your father has been mean to you the whole time. He runs the circus, the carnival, the theater troupe you work with, and he's put you down, but really you're a major talent, which we later find out in the movie. And Judith, you're a woman who has nothing, but you sent him, you threw a rose to him, and it meant everything to him. You were the first person to show appreciation for him as an artist and a man. I think you know how that feels. So because of that, I can't give you any direction. I think what you were doing, Andy, was great, but Judith, because of the way you were trying to read it, it was slowing it down. I think once you go into the room and start practicing it this way, it'll keep the dialogue going. Okay? You're trying to bring this man back to reality. Andy, you don't live in a real world. You've always lived in the world of theater. All right? And I can't give you directions on it because it was too you were doing great, Andy. Judith was having a hard time. So when you go into the rooms, I want you to do the script this way, okay?
But I can't, just for FYI, I can't screen share in a breakout room. So she's going to have to pin up the script.
Can you share, Andy?
Yeah, I can share it.
I don't think
when
you
we're
can.
in the room. We can't share it in the breakout room.
I don't really know. You can give it a
I
try.
don't know either.
I don't think it's worked before.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
All right, so let me see
Okay.
my last two people, please. Hi, Jasmine, stop fooling with your hair. Ah. Okay, sweetie. Hi, Jennifer. Judith, turn off your camera, honey. All right, here we go, girls.
God, would you look at me? I am so pathetic. I just really don't want to be alone. And is that really too much to ask? I mean, I still believe in marriage, I do. You don't?
To be perfectly honest with you, Georgianne, I think any woman who chooses marriage in this day and age is out of her fucking mind.
You don't believe in love?
I certainly believe in consideration and respect, and I definitely believe in sex because it's healthy and necessary. But love, what is that? I have had so many guys tell me they loved me, and not a single one of them has made any difference in my life.
Well, I mean, maybe you haven't met the right one then.
Please, I've met him more times than I care to admit.
Maybe then you just haven't given him the chance.
I've given him too many chances.
Oh, okay, come on. Okay, what's the longest relationship you've ever been in? Okay, how many hours did that last?
Well, why drag it out? He'll just start trying to run my life, or else he'll want me to be his mother.
Okay, not all men are like that.
I've yet to meet one who isn't, and I seriously doubt if I ever will.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, how can you live like that?
Well, in the first place, it's not a major tragedy. I'm just being honest.
Maybe you're right. I'm probably just doomed to go through the rest of my life being a hopeless romantic. Nothing will ever come to me. Oh my God, there he goes. Sniffing after Little Miss Navy Blue Lennon. God, would you look at the way he walks, though? Wow, he can sure wear a pair of pants.
I mean, what's the payoff for having had that many women? Does it make him feel accomplished, wiser, or does it just become this drug that he has to have?
Well, I mean, you've slept with just as many guys, huh? What's the payoff for you?
I've not slept with as many guys.
Okay. How many guys have you slept with then?
I don't know, 100?
100!
I haven't kept count.
Trisha, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, but Tommy is like Wilt Chamberlain. He's probably had sex with 1,000 women.
God. Do you think he's ever had an AIDS test?
You better hope so. Did he use a condom in the parking lot?
No.
Georgiana.
I know. Okay, but I mean, do you think he's ever done it with another man? I mean, be honest.
A guy like Tommy, as good looking as he is, I'm sure he's had opportunities.
Yeah, but I mean, he is way, way too good in bed to be queer. There's no way, There's no way.
That doesn't mean a thing. I knew this lifeguard once. Talk about good in bed. This boy could have taught old Tommy Valentine a trick or two. He was a total animal. He loved sex, loved it. Then one day I showed up at his apartment and I found him in bed with the telephone repairman, which is obviously why I hadn't been able to call him to tell him I was on the way.
Oh my God, well, what did you do?
I went to happy hour at Bennigan's and picked up a busboy.
Have you ever had an AIDS test?
Yep.
I mean, I'm too scared to take it. I mean, I know the chances are super slim and all that, but with my luck, I mean, weren't you scared?
Yeah, I was.
What made you go through with it then?
Well, it seemed like the responsible thing to do, and that lifeguard died.
Shit, Trisha, he died? Of AIDS? I mean, but you're okay, right? I mean, you're fine.
Yes, Georgia, I'm fine.
Oh my God. I mean, I've never known anyone to actually have it.
You will.
Scene.
Okay, Jasmine, I don't like the angle of your computer.
Okay.
It's not, it makes you look far away. Is there any way that you can either make it closer and just more of your...
Hold on. I can put something, I'm like not.
It's shooting up from your neck up and it needs to be higher. Yeah, like that.
Like this? Okay, I just have to put something under it.
All right, let me start. First of all, Jennifer, I think it would be funny if you started with half your hair up and like parts of it, like someone had torn it down. Because didn't you just come from making love with them in the parking lot?
Yeah.
So you really need to look a mess.
Okay.
Half your hair is up and half of it is loose, and that would give you a chance, besides drinking, to be doing an activity.
Okay.
So you don't, I know you're playing her as a loser type, but I think she's much more of a conservative type, not a loser. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're the good girl, and Jasmine's wild child.
Right.
You're kind of a little drunk, so maybe you're trying to pin your hair back up. But it's just too much, so you take a drink.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? with Tommy and AIDS, I think you should be freaked out of your mind, Jennifer.
Okay.
Didn't you just make love with him?
Yeah. Yeah. In the later on in the script, that part we cut out, that's when I kind of freak out about it. But we cut before then because you wanted us to like
Right,
short.
but I still think you can freak out about it right now because it's like, oh my God, oh my God. And then you guys, you need to bring up the speed towards the end, Jasmine, of, well, I don't have AIDS, but I took the test. Well, was it frightening for you? No. I felt it was a doable thing because the lifeguard died. Jennifer, that's going to send you into a whole nother friggin' panic. He died.
Okay.
Jesus, you just slept with a guy who, has probably slept with, everybody.
Right.
And you believed him that, So I think, Jennifer, you have to be a little drunk.
Okay.
So plain drunk, if you notice, people who are drunk don't act drunk.
Mm-hmm.
They try to enunciate perfectly. They try to act not drunk, but they're really drunk. So pick places where maybe you get hiccups.
Okay.
Because you're drunk, you're really drunk. I mean, your inhibition has completely been taken over in the parking lot. This is something you would never do. And here's Jasmine scaring even more bejeejies out of you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now, Jasmine, I liked where you were coming from and everything, but what do you think of her? I wasn't sure what the relationship was.
You mean, of Georgianne?
Yeah.
I think
Again,
that
this camera is shooting up your neck. It is not
okay. I'll move. I'm gonna go
yes,
to a different.
please. Because it's not a good way to shoot you, honey. No woman wants to have a computer go up her neck. Even young, beautiful like you. There you go. Look at
Well,
how.
hello. Oh, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I think that I am like disconnected, like like okay, so I'm like I'm trying to like comfort her in my own way, but at the same time I'm just like she needs to like get over this. So I think I probably care deep down, but this is just like my way of showing it because I don't care, so I want her to be as like laid back as me.
But I think you do care. Otherwise, you would not have gone and gotten a AIDS test.
Right.
So I think in a way you're drunk too, and you're trying to help her, but you're also showing off. Hundreds. Well, come on, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, when you got the AIDS test because the guy died, I think in a way it's like you're telling a war story, and that will help Jennifer get more frightened. Do you know what I mean? Well, really, now you're letting in on a secret here. Do you know what I mean? Well, I had to go get an AIDS test because he died. It sends Jennifer off into another panic.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's something funny about this scene, and there's something tragic about it too. But Jennifer, don't play her as a nerd. She's just conservative.
Okay.
And drunk for the first time, just having a great time at this wedding and drank much more than she should have, which made you pray, victim to the guy who's one of the best men.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. I got you. Mm-hmm.
All right. So Alicia, let's put everybody in their rooms and give them, let me see what time it is. Hold on. We've got 8 scenes. All right, let's do, it's 9:22. All right, so I'm going to give you all about 7 minutes, okay? And then we got to come back.
Okay, and then I'm gonna make you the host and you put me in the room.
All right, hold on. Let me be the host.
I'm gonna make you the host and you put me
in what room are you in?
You're gonna put me in. Oh, where's Annie? Andy was with Judith. There we go. You're gonna put me with lovers and other strangers.
Okay, honey. Did you make me host?
I'm getting there. Where'd you go? Where are the participants? Oh, there we go. Toni, or make host. There you go.
Okay, and Alicia, I'm going to assign to lovers and other strangers.
Yeah.
Are you in yet?
I'm all by myself somewhere.
You should be here with Patrick.
Let's see.
Hold on.
Okay.
Why is not lovers and other strangers coming up? I just put you in with Patrick. Alicia, for some reason, it's not letting me put you in a room.
Okay, let's see.
And the room's not coming up here at all.
And you are the host. Oh, you know what? I still have I can still see breakout rooms.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, well, hang on a second.
I'm trying to get you in.
I'm just going to join. I'm going to join. Oh, hey. Oh, yay, we're in a room.
Great.
Cowabunga, we finally did it. I don't know, Toni and I were like, how do we get in a room? Okay, we've only got 7 minutes. Let's speed read.
Okay.
How about if I'm just going to turn and do the boop.
Yeah, I don't even know what you do because I have my eyes closed.
Okay. Oh, well, you never know. Okay. I sort of look in, gaze for a moment, and then kind of look a little frustrated. Are you going to make love to me or not?
Huh? I'm laughing. Huh? What? Come on, I was just falling asleep. Turn the lights off. What?
It's your turn to make love to me.
I owe you one.
You owe me 2 already.
How do you figure I owe you 2?
Last Friday and the Wednesday before when Ron stayed over and you didn't want to make any noise.
All right, 3. Leave me alone. I'm good for it.
Johnny.
Wilma, I'm just not in the mood now.
All right, if you don't want to. I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do. Don't ever touch me again. Oh, I can't sleep when I'm like this.
It's all in your mind.
It's not. I feel sexy.
It's just nerves. Have a sandwich. Wilma, cut it out. In the morning.
I'm not interested in the morning. It's not romantic in the morning. It's romantic now.
Wilma, I had an unusually upsetting week. I was dizzy at a meeting Wednesday, and I didn't want to go out tonight because it was too hot, and I felt flushed at the party, and I am physically and emotionally exhausted.
Do you know, you're beginning to sound exactly like my mother when my father was making sexual demands on her.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're beginning to sound exactly like my father making sexual demands on my mother.
Well, that's all right with me if he's the sexy one in the family.
I am sexier than you will ever be.
So why are you hoarding it?
Wilma, I get the feeling you're trying to make my virility look impotent.
When did you first get that feeling?
The day I married you. You know, I was dynamite with other women.
Well, sure. They were just lucky to be there with the holder of the world's championship. 3-second sexual intercourse record.
Out of all the women in the world, I had to marry an equal time orgasm fanatic. You read a couple of ladies' home journals, and all you know now is me too.
And why not me too?
Look, stop trying to castrate me. There's too much man here. You and your Me Too's and your cockamamie career. Me and the children aren't enough for you. No, you need creative fulfillment to give meaning to your existence. We could have managed very well on one salary.
So quit your job.
You really want to take over, don't you? Don't think I haven't noticed your new wardrobe with the suits and the pants and the butch little ties.
Butch, I'm more feminine than you'll ever be. Oh, you know, all I want is a little tenderness.
Look who wants tenderness, Miss Locker Room Mouth. You better decide whether you want to be a man or a woman, and then talk tenderness to me. Do you understand, Wilma? Or is it Willie?
I'll tell you what, you decide what you want to be, and then I'll be what's left. You think you're so masculine because you roll over at night and go to bed when we have a fight? Or you're rough with me, or you go out and get drunk with the boys? Well, I have a flash for you. Those Marine Corps guys are all gay.
What?
Yeah, being tough doesn't mean you're a real man. A real man is warm and understanding and sweet and sensitive and kind and loving. And
Oh yeah, then what's a woman?
a woman is strong and brave.
And what?
A woman is brave and strong. And in situations like this, when the guy's being tough with her, she has to be tough back with him. And, you know, she just wants to be worshipped and put up on a pedestal so she can be loved. But then she can feel free to come down off the pedestal when she wants to be independent and go back up when she wants a little tenderness.
Excuse me, is that taken care of up on the pedestal or down off the pedestal?
You know, I don't know what a woman is. I don't.
Kid, you ready? All right, let's start with scene number 1, please. Jennifer, more messy. Jennifer, hair, more messy, honey. All right, let's start with scene 1.
That be Nawal and me?
Yep, you and Noel. Everybody else turn off their cameras.
How long have you been married, Mrs. Attinger?
9 years and 4 months.
I see.
12 days.
And you have 3 children.
Warren Jr., he's 8. Alan, he's 7. And Trudy, she's 6. And that's all.
And when did you begin to suspect your husband was losing his affection?
When he stopped beating me around.
Well, when was that?
11 months ago, March 14th.
He struck you?
First time, he broke a tooth. My tooth.
I see.
Our left molar.
And how often?
It's capped now. You can notice it.
Okay, good. Now, let's start with the day of the accident.
No accident. I wanted to shoot him.
Oh, okay. Suppose we decide later just what you wanted to do.
Silly.
The difference between 10 years in prison and freedom is not silly, Mrs. Attinger.
Call me Doris.
Oh, hey, pay attention to what I'm saying.
I don't care what happens to me.
You care what happens to Warren or Alan or Trudy?
Yes, I do. I want to go home. Can't you fix this so I should go home?
Well, not right now, but we're working on it.
But I told my kids I'll take them to Coney Island tomorrow.
Okay, now it would help us very much if you could reconstruct the day, all of yesterday.
Well, first thing in the morning.
Yes.
I woke up. And I said I didn't sleep at home.
And you were shocked and surprised?
I know, not shocked, not surprised. He used to not do that a lot. Come home.
Did you ever question him about his behavior?
Oh, certainly. He told me to shut up and mind my own business.
Yeah, I see.
But yesterday I got worried. Not worried. Mad. I got mad. And you know why?
Why?
Because it was the fourth night in a row. He didn't.
Come home?
Yeah.
And that made you angry?
Sure. Was getting a habit with him. So I sent this kid to school. I went and I bought again.
Where?
This hack shop I go. I bought again and they gave me a book. How to free.
Well, had you decided by this time exactly what you plan to do?
I'll tell you the honest truth. I didn't decide nothing. I was doing everything like in a dream, like I was watching myself, but couldn't help it.
Go on, Doris.
So then I got very hungry.
When?
When I bought again.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to this hamburger place, I ate 2 rare, 1 lemon meringue pie.
Oh my God. And then?
And then I was so hungry.
And then?
Then I called up Warren. I asked him, you coming home after? So he says, what for? So I said, don't you live there no more? So he says, don't bother me. I'm at the office. You want me to lose my job? And so loud. And then he hang up.
And what did you do?
Then I have a cup of coffee.
Where?
It was the same place as him, only he didn't see me. It was crowded, the buffet exchange. So then I bought the chocolate bars and candy bars, and I waited outside his office until he came out. And then I followed him, and then I shot him.
And after you shot him, how did you feel then?
Hungry.
Oh my God. Gosh.
Scene.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was great. Nancy, you started weaving in and out just a little too much, but
Okay.
otherwise it was very funny. Everybody give him a hand. Anything else anybody wants to say? It was very funny. Really good, you guys. Really good.
I thought the change of blocking. Well, I like both Nancy and Noel. I wanted to say, but I realized change in blocking with Noel with the eating. That made a really big difference. I thought it was funny as hell, really. You know what I mean? And I thought Nancy really responded really well to it. I just wanted to say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no, well, it looks like you're really eating, but you weren't eating, right?
You remember the commercial class? How
Yeah.
we're faking it? I was helping this. I was using this. But I was eating. I ate some of them, actually, to be honest. I ate maybe 7. Toni, it's 6 a.m. and I ate so much.
I was eating them too.
Cute. It was very, very cute.
But
you
yeah,
guys.
thank you for the tips. I think it helped the fact that I was eating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Action and activity always help. All right, let's do scene 2. Good work, girls.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, God, I'm still on. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dace. I'm sorry I didn't show up. I said I'm sorry. Why are you being such a bitch about it?
Right. I'm a bitch and you're an angel. No matter what happens. Should have been stamped on our birth certificates.
What the hell is a big deal? Your uncle chits on me all the time.
You know I was supposed to see Charlie's parents tonight.
Oh, Dace. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Tim needed you, right? Just what the hell do you guys do anyways? That's what I'd like to know.
If I told you, it would sound stupid.
It would sound pathetic. Daddy boffing the babysitter is a really old story. Happens all the time.
We talk. We read. Sometimes we listen to Mozart.
You really think this guy is going to leave his wife and kids to live happily ever after with you? You're living in a fucking romance novel, Kat.
Oh yeah? Fucking buffing screwing. The great Daisy, nobody's fool. Why don't you start taking cash for your services? I'd be more honest.
Wipe your conscience.
Good work, guys. Any comments? Angel, what do you say at the end when you're so upset?
I said buffing, fucking screwing. The great Daisy, nobody's fool.
The great
Daisy, nobody's fool. Fool?
The great Daisy's nobody's fool.
Yeah. Like she's nobody's idiot. The great Daisy, nobody's fool.
Excuse me. Okay. I still didn't understand it. I'm sorry. But I really liked what you guys did. Any other comments from anybody?
I really like what they did too. I thought that the like it could have been slowed down a little bit and even have you guys react more. You know, like when she said, when Karina said, "Oh, I'm supposed to get together with my fiance or whatever." Yeah. I think you could like play that a little more, maybe Angel, to play. Oh, so like the camera is watching you react, like, "Oh, I blew it," and you don't have to rush that moment. You could really play your frustration with yourself, so we can see that you remember that was tonight. I think there were a few moments in there that you guys can not be afraid to take your time and really squeeze all the juice out of it.
Yeah. Well, I think as actors, we always feel we need to rush a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a tough one, but
really nice.
Yeah. Really good work, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Next one.
I forget, were we next or was someone else?
Don't worry, you guys are next.
It was us. It is us. Okay.
Turn on your mic, Holly.
No, Dan, we were after Destiny.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's Destiny and Barb.
Okay.
Hello. Oath to Angel. Sorry.
I'm fine.
Such a liar. What's the matter?
Everyone had these big personal events and mine was lame. I'm such an idiot.
That's ridiculous, Ellie. You were very, very good today.
That's easy for you to say. Yours was huge. You burnt down your house with your brother? I mean, no wonder you're such a good actress. You've got all this shit in your life that you can just draw from. It's deep. And I'm just a shallow bird bath.
I made it up.
What?
I made it up. My personal event.
You made up your personal event?
Come on, Ellie. You know I like to practice my accents in class. Sometimes I make up things so I can practice my acting.
That's bullshit. I mean, what's the point? I mean, it defeats the purpose. The whole point is to use something that really happened in your life, and then you put it into your acting.
That's bullshit. The whole method thing is a wank. Sense memory is so self-indulgent.
No, it's not. You draw from your life experience and you put it in your work. It makes it real. It makes it honest. And that's how you make your scene work.
Bullshit, Ellie. Okay, sorry, but how many times do we have to hear about your drunk mother? Boring. It's far more real and far more truthful and far more honest to use your imagination. I mean, and it's limitless too.
Let's try something.
Okay.
Let's see who can cry first.
Okay.
On the count of 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
I'm starting to get there.
That's not real, though.
Yeah, it is real. Look, it's gonna spell it any second. Did I get enough?
You are not crying.
You see, now that's dignified because I'm not loud and wailing. See, it looks like I'm holding back. My nose is going too.
Yeah, but I'm drawing from my own pain. See? You think this is faking it?
I think it gets a little embarrassing. I think there's something kind of dignified about holding it back and just letting one kind of spill out, you know? It's something real. Ellie. Oh, that shop over there. I've been wanting to go over there for so long. Come on, we have to go now. Come on. Scene.
Oh, it's cute, guys. I really loved it, Destiny. I wanted to see even more of the. That was really very funny. Barbara, good work. I liked her much better, more natural, and then getting into it more and more. Any other comments? I really enjoyed it too. Thank you, Nancy.
I liked how it was a competition.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah, really. Especially I love the method stuff. And Destiny was so funny when you said I made it up.
I know. I love that too.
Really funny.
Really funny. Good work, girls. Thank you for taking my direction.
Thank you.
All right, Holly, Dolly, and Danny.
All right. Here we are.
Hello, Ted. You look well.
So do you.
How's the new job?
Fine. Look at us, Joanna. Just like any old married couple having dinner. Who would have believed it?
Hey, how's Billy?
He's great. He's great, except he fell and he cut his face. He has a scar, Joanna, from about here to here. I can't help but feel somehow it's my fault. I keep thinking that I could have done something, stopped it from.
You can't even see it from a distance, Ted.
What?
I've seen him.
You have?
A few times. Sometimes I sit at the coffee shop across the street and watch while you drop him off and take him into school. He looks like a terrific kid.
He is. You sat in that coffee shop across from school.
Watching my son, Ted. I've been living in New York for 2 months.
You've been living here in the city?
Ted, the reason I wanted to see you. I want Billy back.
You want what?
I want my son. I am through sitting in coffee shops.
Are you out of your mind? You walked out on him, remember?
No, Ted, you need to listen to me. Okay, we had a really crappy marriage.
Yeah, no
And
shit.
I was just as much to blame as you. When I left, I was really screwed up.
Joanna, I could give a...
Ted, all my life, I have been either somebody's daughter or someone's wife or somebody's mother. And all of a sudden I'm 32 years old, a neurotic woman who has just walked out on her son and her husband and took off for California. I have learned quite a bit. I've been seeing a shrink and I have learned a lot about myself.
Such as? Come on, Joanna, what have you learned? I'd really like to know. One thing, okay? Just one. Tell me one goddamn thing you've learned.
I have learned that I want my son.
Joanna, go be a mother. Get married, have kids. Don't get married, have kids. Do whatever you want. I could give a damn. Just leave me out of it and leave my son out of it.
No, if you and I cannot discuss this rationally.
Joanna, go fuck yourself.
Wow, really good, Holly. You took all the direction. It was so beautiful. Really, really amazing. And Dan, you took all the direction. That was just beautiful.
Great job, guys. That was so good.
That was so good.
Thank you.
How'd you feel about it, Holly?
I'm shaking. I'm shaking. You know, because your notes were, to just try and drop the pebbles, and then when he's not listening, then you can't hold back anymore. But yeah, I'm shaking because I was holding back until I couldn't hold back anymore.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, your face totally changed. I mean, you turned red. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really well done. And Danny, I think this is your best work to date.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I was very moved by both of you.
Oh, thank you, Barbara.
All right.
Yeah, good work. Kudos.
Really good. Really, really good.
It was amazing.
All right.
Thank you, Angel.
Shaking a little bit too.
I know, that's when it's authentic and it's character driven. It's not just pretending.
Yeah.
I really felt her, like Toni said she's a lawyer, she's there to negotiate. I really felt that from you, Holly, like keeping your emotions under control. I don't want to make a scene. Let's do this like rational people. And that way, when Danny blows his top, it's almost more effective, like you're not both blowing your top at each other. Because then there's nowhere for the scene to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
next you. Good work.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, we need to let Andy Karnick in. Okay, let me admit him. Sorry, Andy.
Are you next, Rebecca? Oh yeah.
Don't sit under that apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Don't sit under that apple tree with anyone else but me. Till I come my chain. Yeah. Sun moon, eh, ma'am? Things are just as bright as day almost, huh? Seems brighter than that stateside moon, huh?
It's a lovely moon to sail by. So, what do you think is going to happen next, Mr. Allison?
Oh, I don't know. That that long sea battle. Maybe we won it. That's why the Japanese pulled out. In which case, it's our guys' turn to clobber that island.
Would they make a landing afterward?
Figures.
Do you think they'll come soon?
Ought to be right away.
I hope. I hope.
Ma'am, I gotta tell you.
What?
When you go back home again, ma'am, don't do it. Don't do it, ma'am. Please. Please don't do it, ma'am, huh?
Don't do what?
Don't take those vows. Those final ones. Don't do it, huh, ma'am? I never loved anybody or anything before. Oh, shucks, I never even really lived before. Not really lived inside. That's why I want to ask you to marry me. I want to take care of you. Not only while we're here on this island, but afterwards for the rest of our lives. I couldn't keep from saying it. So tell me, is there a chance, ma'am? I didn't mean to give offense, man, but is there a chance?
No, Mr. Allison. You see, I've already given my heart to Christ our Lord.
You mean like he was engaged or something?
Yes. This is the ring, and when I make my final vows, I'll wear a gold one, a marriage one.
Why? I didn't know. I didn't know that's how it was. I guess I had no right to speak. Well, I guess I'll fix that lean-to shelter for you.
Wow, excellent. Oh, so much more moving. So much more moving. How did you guys feel?
Really good.
I told Rebecca it's very tiring in terms of energy to ask someone out, to ask someone to marry them.
Yeah.
And I told Rebecca, I was like, we talked a lot about the title, Heaven Knows Mr. Allison, and just that title and then his monologue. Mr. Allison's having a really hard time in his life.
Oh, but it's so good. I mean, you guys really stayed in character. There was, you know,
Yeah, I don't know if it's English, but I really liked it. Sorry.
yeah, just, you took your beats. I could have seen you go a little bit sadder, Rebecca, at the end. I saw that you were confused and didn't know what to say, which I loved. But I felt that there should be something that you were trying to explain, but you couldn't explain. Marshall, you were just terrific. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved everything you did. Yeah.
It's a downer. So I feel sad,
Made really great choices, and you really committed to them, Marshall. And Rebecca, you did too. And I'm grateful for that because it made it a real moment. In acting, it almost feels like when you watch really great acting that you're a voyeur, that you're peeking through a little keyhole in a room and that you're there, but they don't know you're there. And that's what it felt like to me. It was really nicely done. So bravo to you both.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice job, Rebecca.
Good job, Marsha.
Oh man, I just want to enjoy your guys' scenes. I don't want to have to work.
I know.
I know, it's a bummer, isn't it?
Oh.
Somebody's audio's on besides ours.
We can't hear you, Alicia.
Somebody's audio is on besides Patrick and mine. I just wanted to say that and then I'll start again. Okay, we're starting again,
Okay.
Patrick. Are you gonna make love to me or not?
Huh? What? Come on, I was just falling asleep. Turn the lights off. What?
It's your turn to make love to me.
I owe you one.
You owe me two.
How do you figure I owe you two?
Last Friday and the Wednesday before when Ron stayed over and you didn't want to make any noise.
All right, three. Leave me alone. I'm good for it.
Oh, Johnny.
Wilma, I'm not in the mood.
Oh, all right, if you don't want to, but don't ever touch me again. Oh, I just can't sleep when I'm like
It's all in your mind.
It's not. I feel sexy.
It's nerves. Have a sandwich.
Oh,
Wilma, cut it out. In the morning. In the morning.
no, it's not good in the morning. I'm not interested. I mean, it's romantic now.
Wilma, I had an unusually upsetting week. I was dizzy at a meeting Wednesday, and I didn't want to go out tonight because it was hot, and felt all flushed at the party, and I'm physically and emotionally exhausted.
Do you know, you sound exactly like my mother when my father used to make sexual demands on her.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're beginning to sound exactly like my father making sexual demands on my mother.
Yeah, well, at least he was the sexy one.
Hey, I am sexier than you will ever be.
So why are you hoarding it?
Wilma, I get the feeling you're trying to make my virility look impotent.
When did that feeling hit you?
The day I married you. I was dynamite with other women.
Sure, they were just lucky to be there with the World Championship 3-second sexual intercourse record holder.
Out of all the women in the world, I had to marry an equal time orgasm fanatic. You read a couple of ladies' home journals, and all you know now is Me Too.
Why not Me Too?
Look, stop trying to castrate me. You can't. There's too much man here. You and your Me Too's and your cockamamie career. Me and the children aren't enough for you. No, you need creative fulfillment to give meaning to your life. We could have managed very well on one salary, Wilma.
Well, then quit your job.
Oh, you really want to take over, don't you? Don't think I haven't noticed your new wardrobe with the suits and the pants and those little ties. Oh, Butch.
Oh, Butch, I'm more feminine than you'll ever be. Oh, shit. Johnny, I just want a little tenderness.
Oh, look who wants tenderness, Miss Locker Room Mouth. Well, you better decide whether you want to be a man or a woman, and then talk tenderness to me. Do you understand, Wilma? Or maybe I should say Willie.
Look, I'll tell you what I want. You decide what you want first, and then I'll be what's left. And you think you're so masculine because you just roll over at night when we have a fight, or you go out and get drunk with the boys, or you're tough with me. Well, that Marine Corps crap doesn't cut it. They're just gay.
What?
Yeah, they're not real men. Real men are warm and understanding and loyal and kind and sensitive and loving.
Then what's a woman?
A woman is brave and strong
And what?
always, and a woman should be brave and strong in certain situations. Like when her husband's being tough with her, like now, she needs to be tough back with him. But then, she wants to go up on a pedestal sometimes and be worshiped and loved. But then she wants to come back down off the pedestal and be free to work and, be herself. But then she wants to go back up on the pedestal because she wants a little tenderness.
Excuse me, is that taken care of up on the pedestal or down off the pedestal?
Oh, I don't even know what a woman is anymore. I don't see any difference between us.
Great. I'll tell you what I'll do. Next week for your birthday, I'll take you down for some hormone shots.
What you need is a major transplant.
You know why you're so confused? Because you forgot who I am and who you are. I'm the man and you're the woman, and the man is the boss. You said so yourself when you married me.
I was just humoring you. I said, you be the boss if that's what's so important to you.
What do you mean I can be the boss? I am the boss.
You're being a juvenile. There is no boss.
I am the boss, Wilma, and you know it.
There is no boss, and it's final. I don't want to hear another word about it. We're equals.
Good work, you guys. That was funny.
Yeah, Alicia.
Hey, Patrick, it was funny.
Oh, good.
Alicia made a big change tonight, huh?
Yeah, she did.
Very funny.
Well, we've been working hard.
You both were very funny.
Alicia, what do you think you made a big change? And if so, what do you think about it?
I think how we were talking about me just getting it from out of my head out, and that's where it's going now. So that's good. Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys were funny. You're making it fun. Now it's getting fun for you guys. Alicia, you're getting out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
Patrick's funny.
Yeah.
Really.
Great.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you down and get some hormone shots.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's go. Next. Where's Andy?
Andy, yoo-hoo.
Is Andy not in here?
Andy, what happened?
Maybe he's trying to get back in. Andy. Alicia, do you know where Andy is? Is Andy trying to get back in? I don't see him.
He was here, I believe. He just left, and he's going to try and come back in, and I'm not the host, so you have to.
Here he is. I got him. Come on in, Andy. There you go.
I'm back. Sorry about that. My screen froze.
Oh.
Can I ask Alicia if you could share the script, share your screen? Because if I share my screen, then my video goes away and Judith won't see me and I won't see Judith.
Did you hear that, Alicia?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Let me know when you have it, Judith.
I am just getting there. I'm looking for it in the share. Hang on a second. I got it. I just have to open my.
Thank you, Alicia.
Could you put it up again on the screen for me?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right this
Because I
very
printed out and I have it, here, but
Yeah, but you're looking down and you're not listening. You must listen to them.
oh, I am listening for sure.
Yeah, but you're looking down and reading it the other way. So that's
Well,
why.
when I have to, I don't know what to say.
Okay, don't worry about it. That's what.
Here we go. It is coming.
Hold on, it's coming up.
Sorry I make you work so hard.
I just need one page. I need to make it bigger for you, and I will track it so that you can roll it as we go. Okay, can you see it?
Hold on, I'm gonna make you guys just a little bit smaller. Is it okay if I make them bigger? They can still see it, Judith?
You're the only one who sees what
Got
you
it.
see, Toni.
Okay, here we go.
You don't look that strong.
I'm not strong.
But back there,
I had a rough childhood. I learned to defend myself.
you were unhappy.
When I slept. I dreamed, but people don't like that. So they beat me up a little to wake me up a little. Luckily, my sleep was heavier than their blows, and I fled them in my sleep.
Andy, don't read. Look into camera.
Yes, I dreamed, hoped, waited for you, maybe.
No, Judith is frozen.
Judith?
She's frozen.
Andy, can you raise your screen up a bit? It's again shooting you under the screen.
You're gonna have to let Judith back in. She just
I know,
went out.
but she's not coming back in, honey.
No.
Okay, listen, why don't we do Jennifer and Jasmine, and then we can do Andy and
Okay, I'll stop sharing, but I'll be ready for next time.
God, look at me. Oh, this is so pathetic. I just don't want to be alone, I mean, is that so much to ask? I mean, I still believe in marriage and all that. You don't?
To be perfectly honest with you, Georgianne, I think any woman who chooses marriage in this day and age is out of her fucking mind.
So you don't believe in love?
I certainly believe in consideration and respect, and I definitely believe in sex because it's healthy and necessary. But love, what is that? I've had so many guys tell me they loved me, and not a single one of them has made any difference in my life.
Well, maybe you just haven't met the right one then.
Please. I've met him more times than I'd care to admit.
Maybe you haven't given him a chance then.
I've given him too many chances.
Oh, come on. Okay. All right. What's the longest relationship you've ever been in then? All right. Like, how many hours did that last?
Well, why drag it out? He'll just start trying to run my life, or else he'll want me to be his mother.
Come on. Not all men are like that.
I've yet to meet one who isn't, and I seriously doubt if I ever will.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just don't understand how you could live like that.
Well, in the first place, it's not a major tragedy. I'm just being honest.
I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm probably just a hopeless romantic. doomed to go through my rest of my life being just disappointed. Oh God, you see, there he goes, you know, sniffing after little Miss Navy Blue Lennon. God, do you see the way he walks though? Oh, he can sure wear a pair of pants, huh?
I mean, what's the payoff for having had that many women? Does it make him feel accomplished, wiser? Or has it just become this drug he has to have?
I mean, I've slept with just as many guys, right? I mean, what's the payoff for you?
I have not slept with as many guys.
How many guys have you slept with then?
I don't know, 100?
100.
I haven't kept count.
Trisha, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, but Tommy Valentine is like Wilt Chamberlain. He's probably had sex with 1,000 women.
God. I wonder if he's ever had an AIDS test.
You better hope so. Did he use a condom in the parking lot?
No.
Damn.
Okay, I know. But I mean, he's probably just never slept with another man before, you know?
A guy like Tommy, as good looking as he is, I'm sure he's had opportunities.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, he's way too good in bed to be queer, you know, so there's no way. There's no way.
That doesn't mean a thing. I knew this lifeguard once. Talk about good in bed. This boy could have taught old Tommy Valentine a trick or two. He was a total animal. He loved sex. Loved it. Then one day, I showed up at his apartment and found him in bed with a telephone repairman, which is obviously why I hadn't made a call to him to tell him I was on my way.
Oh my God. Well, what did you do then?
I went to happy hour at Bennigan's and picked up a busboy.
Have you ever had an AIDS test?
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm just so scared to take one, you know? I mean, yeah, the chances are slim, you know, all that, but you know, I mean, with my luck, right? I mean, weren't you scared when you did it though?
Yeah, I was.
What made you go through with it then?
Well, it seemed like the responsible thing to do, and that lifeguard died.
Shit, Trisha, he died of AIDS? Oh my God, I mean, you're okay though, right? Like, you're okay.
Yes, Thurban, I'm fine.
Oh my God. I mean, I've never known anyone actually had it before.
You will.
Okay, scene.
Good work, girls. What did you guys think? How'd you feel with it?
Different. Definitely a lot different than the first way we were doing it.
Yeah. We've
What
been
did
through a
you
bunch of
guys
different
think
versions.
watching them?
I really liked it. Boy, what a tough scene that is. At least it feels that way to me. So many beat changes, and it seems like a complex relationship.
Yeah, that was super difficult for us to figure out at the beginning, was where were the beat changes, because there was so much going on in the beginning. We were like, what is going on here?
Well, I think you guys did a very good job. It's a paced scene. This
Right.
is the kind of scene that would take longer than a week to do.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way too. I don't feel like it's something that you get right away like that. I feel like it has like a lot of layers, you know?
It does. And but I really liked the version of what you guys just did.
Yeah.
I thought it was so much better than the first time. And Jennifer, you proved something to me, which is the first time you did it, I felt like you judged her to be. This time I felt like you weren't judging her, that you really were just a good girl who just made a bad choice. and that Jasmine was trying to help you, but also Jasmine hasn't made all the great choices in her life either.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's kind of a profound scene. And I like the way that you guys presented it. So good work, you guys.
Well, thank you. And thank you, everyone.
Everybody come back so I can give you your scenes for next week. I'm sorry we've lost Judy completely. Andy, did you hear anything from Judy? Andy,
Let me check.
she's never tried to come back in. And I just don't have time to call her. And quite frankly, I think it's past her bedtime. And and also, Andy, I feel real bad. I'm so sorry. It was just too dense a script for Judith. It wasn't fair by me, even though I felt that she fit the role really great. So I apologize to you, Andy.
But we've emailed you all the scenes for next week, so they should be okay.
Yeah, so here's what's going on next week. Well, Nancy and Marshall are doing broadcast news.
Oh, awesome.
Which is fabulous. Nancy and Marshall broadcast news. Hope you can be here for it. Noelle and Patrick are doing Chasing Amy. Barbara and Holly are doing Butterflies Are Free.
Oh.
Danny and Jan and Jasmine are doing one of my favorite movies, Diner. One of my favorite scenes. And Danny, where's Danny? Danny, you'll relate to it a lot. Angel and Andrew are doing Election. Karina and Judith are doing Cold Mountain. We've cut all the scenes down. Okay. Karina, do you have Judith's phone number? Where's Karina?
I don't know. I think it's in the emails, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that we have her phone, but we have her email, so you can email her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rebecca, Destiny, and Alicia are doing 9 to 5.
Oh, fun.
You'll all be working with each other 2 or 3 or 4 times, you guys. Okay, any questions?
So Tony, did you say we should make cuts or
Yeah, we sent the couple, the 2 that were long were Butterflies Are Free and Chasing Amy, and they need to cut those down.
Just 2 pages, guys. Just 2 pages. And she's going to send the scenes to you. And we're going to cold read them. The week after that, you're all going to do the same scene.
Ooh.
So you can see what a casting director and agent would see, how different each one is.
Yeah.
Andy, I really apologize to you. I just don't know what to tell you.
No
You
worries.
want me to do this with him?
Well, I feel very bad, and I know Judith probably does too, because she really wanted to do it. And I was trying to get her off from looking down. I mean, no matter what happens, you guys, you cannot look down. I don't care if you're looking blah, 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 and you take a moment and come back up. If you keep your energy the level of the character, nobody notices it. Does that make sense to you? But if you were doing what Judith was doing, which was, it just was stopping the scene totally. And it was too much words for her, way too much. I feel bad.
Tony, you want me to read it with Andy so he does it one time or no?
Oh, yes, you could. Do you have the scene?
No, but you pulled You put it on the screen earlier. You remember?
Yeah, can you do that?
I can do that.
Fabulous. Everybody.
Hey, Andy, if there's a way that you could do your camera so we can see your face, I think it would be better. It's sort of shooting up your neck a little bit.
Who are you talking
about me?
Talking to Andy. Talking to Andy.
Yeah, I said that. Andy, you need to raise it.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like Jasmine was before. Instead of seeing her straight on, we're seeing her like we were seeing her like this. It's like you're so the camera's at your eye level. That's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's let me see what I could do. I have an iPad, which is why it's angled that way. Let me see.
All right, everybody turn off your cameras.
You didn't ask Andy if he wanted to do it.
Oh no, I'm fine with it. Thank you, Noel.
Andy wants to do it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Alicia, you will just have to maybe like because I cannot. It's fixed. I cannot move it down.
Yeah, I'll scroll it down for.
Thank you.
How am I on camera? Do I look okay?
No, you look like just a nose. You've got.
I can't see myself, which is why I'm asking.
What?
Andy, do you, this is Nancy, do you have something like a mini easel that you could prop your iPad on, like, or get a little mini easel?
I
By the next class so that you can make your face?
I do have a book. Yeah.
There we go.
This is better?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 1,000 times.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
Great.
And action.
You don't look that strong.
I'm not strong.
But back there.
I had a rough childhood. I learned to defend myself.
You weren't happy?
When I was, I slept. I dreamed, but people don't like that. So they beat me up a little to wake me up a little. Luckily, my sleep was heavier than their blows, and I fled them in my sleep. Yes, I dreamed, hoped, waited for you maybe.
Back then?
And why not? Surely I saw you in my dreams. Stop smiling.
You're a funny man.
You're so beautiful.
I'm not beautiful, I'm just alive. That's all.
You are the most alive of all. Never will I forget this night or the light in your eyes.
This light is just a glimmer. Like everyone else, down there, look at the lights of Ménilmontant. People sleep and wake. Each has a glimmer that glows and fades. Little thing is that I can't even find the room I lived in with my mother when I was young.
You lived in Ménilmontant?
I was born and grew up there, very happily. Yet mother was poor and my father left. She worked for others as a laundress. She loved me and I loved her. She was lovely and gay. She taught me how to laugh and sing. Then she died. And everything changed.
And you were left all alone?
I was 15 in Paris. A girl who grows up too fast don't stay alone very long.
Please don't be sad. It pains me.
Sad? Me? I'm happy as a lark. I'm as happy as a lark.
I love your laugh.
I love it too. I'd be lost without it.
And me without you. Tell me your name.
Garance.
Garance.
You're shaking. Are you cold?
I'm shaking because I'm happy. Happy because you're here, near me.
You talk like a child. People love that way in books, in dreams, not in real life.
Dreams, life, they're the same. Otherwise, life is not worth living. But it's not life I love. It's you.
You the nicest person you the nicest gentleman I've ever met. You won't forget tonight. Either I like you.
I love you. Garance.
Love is so simple. A thunder strikes and rain begins to fall. A storm, oops, yeah.
You'll be soaked.
So what?
You have no coat. I'll take you back.
Where?
Home.
Home? I don't have a home. I quit my job and the lodging went with a job.
I can get you a room where I live.
A room?
Yes. Do come. Scene.
Good. Oh, thank you, Noelle, for helping with that.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Noelle.
sometimes I read the wrong thing.
Oh, don't worry. You guys both were good. Really interesting. How'd you feel, Andy?
That was good. I mean, I definitely felt the pressure of this being your favorite movie, so that stuck in the back of my mind.
Well, what's interesting to me, I realized after the third time you've done it, that it's very Edward Albee. It's very much Michael Carnet wrote it, and Albee took some stuff from it, which is dreams are life and life is dreams. And this is probably one of the most, probably one of the finest written films ever. It's almost like poetry, you know. And I remember one line was like, wipe the shadows, wipe the spider web of shadows from my mind. I mean, just beautiful, poetic words. Michael Carnet was in fact, if you watch the movie Arletty on Netflix, which Noelle, of all people, you should, because she was the infinite actress of Paris and France. She was like it. And she was both male and female. She was really, really interesting. You know, she's it's fascinating. And you see Michael Carnet in there with her chatting, and it's like these amazing people that are like, wow, you know, the poets of the day, the filmmakers of the day. So I think you did it justice, Andy. And Noelle, you were great cold reading it. It was hard. It is hard. It's a lot of words.
Yeah,
you
it
know.
is.
All right, kids. Anybody have any questions before we leave tonight? Alicia's going to send you what she's saying. I'll put up last week's and tonight's class on YouTube. And then she's going to email you your scenes. Do we have, and I hope, Marshall, you can make it. If not, let me know and I'll put Nancy with someone. What?
I'll do my best. I'll communicate with both you and Nancy as I find out.
Yeah,
No.
because if not, then I'm going to find I have to change scenes around.
Yeah, okay.
This is not as easy as my commercial class. Alicia and I were talking about today. I had all my commercials. That was easy. Doing scene work and picking the right scenes for you guys is a lot of work. It's interesting. So I think you've all done really good work with it. Any questions? And you know, and it's interesting to see the people who got really good at comedy. Miss Alicia most definitely got good with comedy. Yeah. And Patrick. Well, we knew you would be, Patrick. Destiny, I really loved yours and Barbara too. You guys are really funny with it. And it's actually what I believe about the method too. It's like, you know. And Danny that's your best work that you did with Holly. And Holly, that was just wonderful. I was very moved.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Cool.
really, just
Yeah.
Marshall and
was good.
Rebecca, just really great work tonight. Look at how much better you guys are getting. Take a look at the beginning and take a look at you now. I mean, as someone who directs, I can tell you the change is monumental already. Just unbelievably good.
Yeah, it was
All
really
right.
Thanks to
fun.
you, Tony.
Oh, no, it's up to you. You guys did it.
You give good direction.
I do give good direction.
Tony,
I should have been a director, except the
um,
it drove me nuts because I was directing teenagers, and that was like in hell. And then
Tony, I had a question.
yes, no,
When we all gonna have the same scene, are you going to direct us, or you can't?
yes,
Right, because we all gonna have to see.
I'll let you guys do it first, and then I'll redirect you, each one differently. But I want you to see it's so important as actors to watch other people do the same scene, because then you learn so much.
It's gonna be pressuring, because you want to do the same thing that other people. Well, at least I think I will.
No, you'll find that you'll make different choices.
Okay.
I mean, if I always say, if only I could have seen the person who auditioned before me, I would have made many different choices. But you'll still see how each people do it differently, with different choice, different intentions, objectives. So we're going to send you out your scenes. Please do a little back life history for me on them for next week. And if I could encourage you, if you only make your scenes 2 pages long, I'm sure you'll have them memorized. It's so much better when they're memorized and you don't have to look at your lines. It's just 1,000 times better. For next week anyway. Then the week after we'll do something different. All right?
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Much love.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Great work.
Night.
Thank you.